Attention, this is a matter of national security. After a meteorite crashed into the New Jersey Turnpike, the following digital audio transmission from the You Watch I Listen podcast was intercepted by NASA scientists in the year 2019. The You Watch I Listen podcast is about to start. Sit down, listen close, and try not to die. The You Watch I Listen podcast starts now.
Home Depot in Kansas had to be evacuated for a bomb threat.
Oh, fuck yeah. Take it out. Oh, suck it nice and slow.
A couple other really funny news stories. Kenny G.
Who the fuck is Kenny G?
The fucking clarinet player.
Oh, suck it nice.
What did he do wrong?
He's being Charles Manson all weird. In the middle of it, he cuts her off and goes,
Oh, fuck yeah. Take it out.
Dude, now I see why people followed Charles Manson. He was very straightforward. He had the right idea.
Just suck it.
It's time for the You Watch I Listen podcast, and always remember, don't sniff it, just do it.
Oh, here we are.
Holy
Hey,
shit.
What was that buzz? Did you make a fart noise?
Yeah, well, no, I just farted.
Hi, Taylor. How are you?
Hi, Daniel. How's things?
Things are okay. It was a busy week. Josh, the engineer, isn't here yet. He said 7:30. It is now 7:43. I'm very disappointed in that massive twat.
I'm not too disappointed. I mean,
No, I can't be disappointed
he's
because I'm
living
not
it.
surprised either.
I'm not either. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a reoccurring theme, and it's like, well, when was Josh going to get
So
here?
in the meantime, while we wait for Josh the engineer, I have a former guest. He called in on the show a couple weeks ago, and that's
he
none other
did.
than Dr. Bob Roberts in Josh's seat. Hi, Bob.
Hey, fuckers.
Hey,
How are you? And how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
That's great to hear. I'm good. And you have a friend with you who was on our football episode, Mr. Steven. Why don't you come over? That mic isn't on.
that's not plugged in.
Plugged into.
Is that the wrong mic?
Yes,
Sorry.
that is the wrong mic. Littering end.
Hey guys, how you doing?
How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on the show.
Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad everyone's here. Hopefully Josh will be here soon. Hopefully we'll have some pizza soon. Hopefully we have someone calling into the show soon.
That would be cool.
So welcome to episode 45 of You Watch I Listen. I'm Dan, sitting next to my less attractive co-host, Taylor.
That's like your opinion, man.
So why don't we jump into our ad reads and then right into our picks?
Cool.
And because we got a lot of shit to do today.
Yes, we do.
So I'll start off right off the bat. If you like to relax, crack yourself a beer, use some medical marijuana, or violently abuse hard liquor, you are missing out on your new favorite podcast. From drunken stories to video games to sports, Fudge and Finn are going to blow your freaking mind hole with the hashtag Shots for Likes podcast. Chances are you may have fast-forwarded through our recent ads on other podcasts or streams you enjoy, but they aren't going anywhere. May as well head to iTunes, YouTube, Google Play Music, TuneIn,
Spotify,
iHeartRadio, or Stitcher to immediately subscribe and join in on the drunken fun. We promise you that if you are listening to us while drinking, it is not considered drinking alone. Visit shotsforlikespodcast.com to choose your favorite listening platform and follow them on all forms of social media.
Pay attention, Bob.
Drink with us and don't be cunts. And guys at Shots for Likes, I have a little bit of criticism here because you go back and forth between listen to them and listen to us and listen to you. You need to fucking just pick one.
Yeah,
it needs to be
right.
one only because you're confusing the fuck out of me.
It's all right. As long as they confuse you. Now from our homies over at Lobo Sound
Lobo
Studios.
Sound.
Well, like I said, you heard it on our intro song now. You
Did
heard it
you?
on the original intro song, Don't Sniff It, Just Do It. These guys, Dan and Vince, are really a head above the rest.
Sexy.
They really have a passion for their audio. They're so great at advertising. They will really go to bat for you throughout the entire process. I can't speak higher of them. Not to mention, moderately priced. If you're looking for something that's going to put your show over the edge, I highly suggest you go to www.lobosound.com and you reach out to them directly. They
Tell
will,
them that I almost forgot the name of our show. Remember, said, tell them that Shots for Like sent you.
Yeah, tell them Shots for Like. Tell them Fudge.
Tell them that You Watch, I Listen sent you, and they'll take care of you.
Yes, they
and
will.
again, a big shout out to them over there. So let's just go into our reviews from last week because we're probably getting a phone call in a little bit.
Yeah, no, so I think...
You go first because I went first last week.
So you gave me Get Out.
Yes, and that was in anticipation of Jordan Peele's new film that just came out today, Us.
Us, right?
Yes,
yeah,
which
okay.
Growhow's seeing right now, and he's supposed to call me and let me know how it was when it's over.
All right, cool. So, yeah, like I said, you gave me Get Out. This is an Academy Award-winning movie for Best Original Screenplay.
Which is a big honor.
That's one of the coolest awards you could possibly win.
Absolutely.
Also, Jordan Peele, right?
Jordan Peele wrote
Jordan Peele of Key and Peele.
Directed his first movie he directed.
And can I just say, it deserves all the praise. It is one of the best movies I've seen in a very long time. Suspenseful, thrilling.
Funny.
Funny. Unexpectedly funny.
T.S. motherfucking A.
I have to say, it really was a fantastic movie. This gets a 7 out of 10, straight up. Some of my favorite parts, Chris, the main character.
That kid was so fucking good.
He really made you feel for him throughout the entire process.
Because he doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
No idea. And like the movie does a very good job at hiding its hand throughout it.
Absolutely.
Because like you realize something fucked up and weird is going on here, but you can't exactly put your finger on it. But when he finally meets that one guy. That's like I forget his name, Andre Hainsworth or something.
Yep.
No, Albert Hainsworth, different guy.
No, that's not. That's a guy that stomped on someone.
Yeah. But they had a real interesting moment because I guess the whole premise was this woman, her name was Rose, would date black men and then take them back to her family, and then they would turn them into...
They would have these, like, gatherings of white people, like older white people, that wanted to transfer their consciousness to the bodies of these black people because they believed that they had superior genetics.
Yes.
Which, let's be real, we all know that's true. It's why there's, like, 5 white people in the NBA.
The extended muscle in the knee.
Yeah, shut up. Yeah, shut up. You're going with that. Hold on. They have an extra bone. That's why they jump higher.
That's what it is.
Wait,
but anyway,
inappropriate, Bell?
But there was something really cool, like the whole hypnotizing part of it, and I just...
The sunken place.
Now I understand why you say it all the time.
Now you know what the sunken place is.
Now I know what the sunken place is.
Yeah,
it's not Micah's couch.
No, that's the breaking place.
No, that's Greg's couch.
No, that's when gravity takes over.
Fuck yeah, but like I said, 7 out of 10, fantastic movie. Would highly recommend to anyone. I will not rent it again, Bob, because you have my iTunes account, and I will not rent it again.
Why did you give Bob your iTunes account
because
if you
I
didn't
wanted to
expect
be
these type of requests?
No, I wanted to be a good friend, and because he doesn't see a lot of movies.
Is he a good friend to you?
That was a boys' move. He has like 100 and some odd movies in there.
Yeah,
and
well, he's gonna have. He has even more since he started being on the show.
I was gonna say, I got all the Rambo movies. I got Overlord. I got all these. I buy a majority of these movies, which is awesome.
So I'm glad you like Get Out. It's a really fun movie. There were some people like they should the God with the race angle. That's what made it funny.
Well, I mean, what made it funny?
It played on old stereotypes. Like to this day, I don't care who you are. If you're a white guy, you always kind of give a double take when you see an interracial couple. Is that fair to say? It still is like a taboo thing.
It's the Holy Spirit. I don't do it.
I don't know what that means, but I agree. But it's still one of those things that it just played on the classic stereotypes that we all look at and see, and the classic stereotype of black people are better athletes. The whole jujitsu conversation the brother had.
The part when Rose goes to Chris and is like, "Just my father's going to be weird. He's going to tell you he would have voted for Obama third term." And
it was the douche from Billy Madison. Yeah, Eric.
Yeah, no, it was really
Eric.
I want to take one quick second and really take time to appreciate the girl who played Rose.
Oh, she was really good.
Really awesome. And when I tell you, like, the heel turn, Rose, give me the keys!
Yeah.
And she just,
watching
right
his face, how he goes from, like, I need to get out of here to, like, oh, my God,
I'm fucked.
Yeah. So,
really, really well done.
I'm glad you, like, Get Out. I'm very excited to see Us. I'm hopefully going to see it on Sunday, maybe tomorrow afternoon.
I will say the replay value is definitely there. Not for me. I would watch it a couple more times.
On a second watch.
Right.
Because of the first time, all the suspense was building, and the second time I was able to sit back and really appreciate the satire in it.
Yeah.
It's a funny fucking movie.
It is.
So let's go to my album pick. You gave me Every Time I Die from Parts Unknown. Now you told me this was it was like a metal album. This is 100% a hardcore punk album.
Well, that's
I used to go to punk
so.
shows all the time when I was younger. One of the bands I used to see a lot was the Casualties, and they reminded me of the Casualties quite a bit. So I will say, starting out, that I think I would have a better appreciation for this band and album if I saw them live, because I don't think what they do translates to recording as well as it would to a live performance, if that makes sense.
I understand where you're coming from. I do disagree, but
I don't want to say I dislike like the
No,
album.
no. I know that's not what you're saying. What I will say is,
gay?
and every time enough with that.
Okay,
every time I die show is truly an experience.
Oh yeah, I can tell by listening to it.
Because growing up, my father loved the Ramones, and the Ramones were very famous for the live shows.
Why didn't he love you?
Just shut up. So they were very famous for going from song to song with no talking, no nothing in between. Every time I died, that's why they have like a 22-song set every time, and they kind of pace their album the same way. Yeah. So I definitely understand what you're saying.
So I'll say right off the bat, I didn't love the first 2 songs. They were ones like if I saw them live, I'd be fucking down. Yeah. I would go in there and throw down. This was the kind of shit that I used to want to throw down to at concerts.
I still do. I gotta grow up, dude.
Yeah, you really do. You're almost 30.
Just wait till we go see ABR, bro.
Oh, well, I told you I'm going in on Silverstein, and we're gonna fuck.
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there for all. Yeah, we are.
Exactly. So the first 2 songs, The Great Secret and Pelican of the Desert, they were 2s. I really liked the 3rd song, which was Decaying with the Boys.
Excellent.
Overstayer was really good at 3.
Really
the
good.
next 2 were my favorite songs on there. If There's Room to Move was a 4, and I Love More.
Yo, how cool is that song?
Such a weird
build
up.
It's so different.
Yeah, but it's just very
with the
droning.
piano
It's
in the beginning?
It's a droning song. It builds up and then it fucking throws.
Uh-huh.
I didn't care for Examentrium. I didn't give anything less than a 2.
That's fine.
So for me, this is very much an album that I would have liked more if I saw them live. Like I said.
What did you rank the song Thirst?
Thirst was a 2.
It's short and
The reason
sweet.
I gave like those songs 2s is because I can't say they suck, but I feel like it would have translated better to seeing them live, which you just pretty much confirmed as well.
No, I completely agree. And like Thirst is my favorite song off the record, and the biggest reason being is because it's short and sweet. It's a minute and 45 minutes. It's a minute and 45 seconds,
which is what a punk song should be.
And
most of the time.
it fucking rips at the end when it hits that breakdown.
Yeah,
Every
so
time I die, I'm in a league of their
I
own.
can tell you straight up that if I saw them live, I would fucking love it.
You have to.
But I will say, like, I was a big Casualties fan. I didn't like listening to them on CD as much as I like seeing them live.
Right.
There's certain types of punk, that thrash, angry, like hardcore punk, doesn't translate to an album as well because it's all about energy and it's all about feel, and you can't get that energy and feel unless you're seeing them live.
Right.
So if I was basing this off hearing it for the first time live, it's probably a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
If I'm doing it off the album, it's like a 2.5 out of 5. Not terrible.
I can accept
Didn't
that.
love it, but it's something I added like 2 or 3 songs to my playlist.
That's cool.
That song More is fucking
No,
phenomenal.
and
honestly.
I could definitely accept it because someone who doesn't really listen to that. I mean, now anyway.
Yeah,
You know what I
correct.
mean? So
yeah,
I
exactly.
totally
Well,
understand.
I haven't listened to hardcore punk in years.
It's been a
like I
while.
said, when I was in middle school, high school, I saw the Casualties probably 15 times.
Well, it was like when I gave you Knocked Loose a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago, but that's more hardcore
Absolutely,
music, like
absolutely.
Have Heart and shit.
This was
so-
real punk.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so let's go into this week's picks. I'll go first.
Yeah, please.
So, to hype up our next guest, I'm gonna bring up a movie that is an actor that all of us here like. That it was actually his first movie. It's how he got discovered. Will Ferrell and Adam McKay discovered this movie. It's starring Danny McBride. It's called The Foot Fist Way.
You told me about this.
So in The Foot Fist Way, it's a mockumentary. So it's filmed like documentary style. Like it's supposed to be like it's not supposed to be. He's not breaking the third
Is it
wall.
like Windy City Heat, kind of?
No, because it's not hidden camera shit.
Okay.
He plays a Taekwondo instructor in the movie,
Okay.
and he's just Danny McBride. He's an asshole. He's a scumbag. One of my favorite scenes is
That's my motherfucking seed.
Okay, so there's a scene in the movie where this girl's coming up. She like just moved to the area and she's thinking about signing up. She goes, I heard that jiu-jitsu is really good for balance. I used to do yoga. He goes, yoga's great, but has yoga ever saved you from a gang rape situation?
Oh, wow.
Meditate on that.
Fuck
Rape.
yeah.
Like it's such a weird.
His
Picture-
delivery is next level.
Oh, Danny McBride in this one is phenomenal.
You were saying this is the first movie
This was how he got discovered. Will
Yeah.
Ferrell and Adam McKay, who directed Step Brothers and Vice and
okay.
Big Short, they discovered this. It's directed by the same guy that directed Eastbound and Down and Observe and Report. This movie is so damn weird, quirky, dark, and funny. Not enough people have seen it. I found it at a Best Buy down in Florida back in 2009 in like a bargain bin, and I was like, oh, I like Danny McBride. Grabbed it, fucking loved it. Foot Fist Way is my pick, and if you guys haven't seen it, I suggest you watch it as well.
I'm
And
absolutely about it, and I can't wait for that
give
shit.
me that album pick.
So the album, here's the problem with the album. I kind of haven't thought about it because my week has been hectic. Terrific.
Yeah.
It's 30 bag lunches. So if I really had to pick one, I'm going to give you one that you wouldn't normally listen to, and I'm going to give you another pop punk record.
Sure.
It's a band called "Hit the Lights." Not the fucking Metallica song "Hit the Lights," which is great, by the way. I'm not talking shit about it, Bob.
Okay.
Hell yeah, fuck yeah.
Hit the Lights.
And their album is called Summer Bones.
And Summer Bones.
It's a fantastic record.
When did this album come out?
2000.
Is it an album or a record?
It's the same thing. Record.
Oh, okay.
But
It could be an LP.
Did they record the
It
record?
is technically an LP, yeah.
It's an EP?
I own it on vinyl. But the whole point...
That's a record.
Weepy.
PP?
PP? Yeah. Right.
Poopies?
Dude, it's
Shut up.
called the shit poop.
The shit poop.
It's funny every time. But it's a fantastic record. Hit the Lights has been around for so long, and I just can't speak highly enough of them. They've been around for over 20 years. They're veterans within the scene, and this is probably the best record they've put out in the last 10 years.
Like Vietnam veterans? That's what
No,
that was my
Rambo?
impression that I took.
No, he's not
He was a
Rambo.
Green Beret.
He's still a Vietnam veteran.
Yeah, but was he?
Yeah, he was in Vietnam. What do you mean?
Do you have proof?
Yeah, watch the fucking movie that you made
Does
me
he have
watch.
his military ID?
Hit the Lights, Summer Bones.
You should know if like me and Bob are here, it's just gonna be like your Chinese finger cuffs and we're stuffing you from each end.
Ew.
I'm just gonna go.
You're the shish kebab kid.
Real quick side note, I really pushed hard for us to watch Rambo last night at my house, and I got so much pushback.
Why?
Yeah,
Steven,
why?
come here and explain
Yell.
yourself. Come here.
Yell.
Come here. I need to
Why
hear
would you
why
wanna
you.
watch First Blood, dude?
I previewed
Which, by
First
the way,
Blood and the new one.
Which, by the way,
All right, no. Let me hear why it's unfair.
Because the movie wasn't for me. The movies
What do you
have to intrigue John. Okay, John needs to be
okay,
intrigued
yeah. All right.
because he'll just go to sleep.
Okay, okay. There's a simple answer to this. Ask him if he's a man. Ask him if he's a man, and if he says yes, then you say, "Have you seen First Blood?" And if he says no, be like, "Oh,
We watched
let me run
a
out."
trailer for it,
No,
and
no,
he said, "I want to go to sleep."
No, then you tell him if he says he hasn't seen it and he's a man, then you say, "All right, give me a second. I'm gonna go out and get you some maxi pads
Johnny
because
John.
you have a vagina."
Oh my God.
There's no movie more manly than First Blood. It is part of manhood.
I have
Predator?
seen First Blood.
You have?
For the record, yes.
Oh,
I've
okay.
so you
Then
know.
I'm sorry
You
I
know.
called you
Yeah.
out. You got to tell John that he's got to,
broaden his horizons.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
and not watch Burnt 10 times.
He's got to. What does he watch 10 times?
Burnt.
Burnt with who?
Bradley Cooper.
It was a
not
good
even-
movie.
It's okay.
It's a fun movie.
It's not.
It's fun. It's
I
not.
saw it once and I said,
I like
"Oh,
it.
that's a movie."
No, I just like it
that's
because
a
Bradley
film.
Cooper is such a dickhead in
saw-
it.
I like-
Get the fuck out of my kitchen!
I like
just-
Bradley Cooper in
fucking
everything,
stupid.
but I don't know if it's worth like that many rewatches.
It's fun.
It was worth
it's
it
solid.
for Micah to buy it. So
Hell yeah.
You bought it?
Yeah, why not?
that's how we watched it.
Dude, it was like,
Did you buy Marmaduke?
no.
You should have.
No, remember that? What was
You
the
said Marmaduke
enough,
or something
enough.
else that wasn't worth.
I'll seriously hit you.
What is he doing?
Don't worry about it. So,
Playing tummy sticks?
what's happening right now? What are we doing?
We're gonna wait for the call. We could talk. We did, you know what we didn't talk about? Who we've had a better week than?
Let's see. I had a better week.
T.J. Dillashaw
my
relinquished
God.
the UFC bantamweight title after a finding in his drug test from USADA.
So we touched on this very lightly throughout the week, and
Sure.
my number one concern is it's hard for me to like really like a fighter now and be a fan of them because some shit outside of DC and like Stipe, I like there's no
They're all
other fighter.
cheating twats.
Or right now, honestly, Jorge Masvidal is probably up there.
Yeah,
for me
well,
because he just-
Masvidal don't give a fuck,
he
man.
just kicked. Well, I didn't realize he was in Kimbo's circle.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't know that.
Did I tell you that?
No.
I was
I
telling
think-
Manfro that the other day.
Yeah, dude, he just like someone was talking shit to this guy backstage at the UFC, and he just fucking cracked
Another
and gave him a
fighter,
shiner.
another fighter that fought that same night started running his mouth while he was being interviewed on fucking ESPN, and he's like, "You got something to
Cracked
say?" And he hits him. He called it a 3-piece and a soda.
God damn.
Well, so this guy Jorge Masvidal ran with Kimbo Slice's
That's how
crew
he
when he
started
was
out.
street fighting
He
back
was
in the
all,
day.
in all the old Kimbo street fighting videos.
It's
and
like
shit.
OG tough.
Dude, and,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that,
he don't give a fuck, man. He's like
which
a
is
Diaz
awesome.
brother.
But to go back to the T.J. Dillashaw thing, I mean, it's to be fair. Conor McGregor said this shit when he left Team Alpha Male.
Uriah Faber said it. Cody Garbrandt said all about him. He said it.
I really hate that it kind of confirms what Cody Garbrandt was saying.
Confirmed.
Yeah, I kind of hate it, but what else do we expect? I mean, Cejudo
Cejudo
Cejudo, my
Henry
fault.
Cejudo
Kicked the shit out of him in like what 30 seconds.
I think it was like a minute and a half. What's
it was
the
quick.
difference?
It was quick for a champ fight.
Yeah, I
Fucking
mean
outta
that's
here.
the first one that comes to my mind that I had a better week than. But there's definitely other people who I'm not remembering right now. But Dillashaw is the one that sticks out in my mind. We can talk about some other stuff while we wait for the call. I got some shit this week.
Yeah, you do.
So I saw. Owen Hart. the wrestler that died and fell. I know these guys. I'm sure these guys have heard the story about Owen Hart.
They're friends with us. They
back
know.
in 1999, he was supposed to do a stunt coming down from his zip line. The harness broke. He fell. He died.
Blue Blazer.
So some fan, I guess, got a hold of the program from his funeral back in '99, and they're selling it on eBay.
That's. Listen,
okay.
It is a little funny, but like I have a problem with that.
So okay, I definitely don't think it's the right thing to do.
Correct.
Do I think you should be allowed to do it though?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Hey, dude, that's a piece of morbid history.
But it's
People
history.
still buy fucking Nazi fucking propaganda and shit.
Well,
like,
listen, I mean, it's also the same thing. Like when Ryan Dunn crashed his car, people were going to the crash site
couldn't
and
buy
like,
the car.
and we're getting pieces of the car and selling it on eBay.
Yeah, why not?
But like,
fuck it. If the
listen,
police didn't
it's
protect
not
the evidence. Fuck it.
I morally can't get behind something like that, but I'm also not going to tell someone they can't do something like that.
The difference between challenging morals and challenging if it should be allowed, I think if someone got a hold of something like a funeral program for a celebrity, they should be allowed to sell it.
Sure, why not?
It's I don't see a problem with
suppose
that.
so.
It's a piece of memorabilia.
The piece of memorabilia I'd want is the fucking harness that broke, or the turnbuckle that he hit his fucking head on when he fell 200 feet.
Oh yeah, dude, that was. Or what about the Blue Blazer fucking costume?
Well, he was the Blue Blazer during that whole thing.
During that whole thing, yeah.
So, some people were like complaining about that.
Complying.
I have an update from a story I brought up last week. Bob, I don't know if you heard the story, or Steven, that the boss of the New York City Mafia got killed last week.
Yeah, I saw it on
this?
news.
Don't give it away yet.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you heard the update.
No, I
who
do.
did it?
I know.
Did you hear the update about who killed him?
Oh,
so
Quas.
my first thought is, they took out a boss. You guys watch Sopranos. You've seen Goodfellas. You know how this works.
Which, by the way, I finally finished it.
Okay, we'll talk about it in a minute.
Yes. Was it the Yakuza?
No, it was some guy who didn't like that the mob boss was talking to a member of his family, a female.
Yep.
So he killed the boss of the Gambino crime family in New York.
In front of his house.
24-year-old.
Hold on. I'm gonna.
Originally thought it was, right?
Come, if you're gonna talk, I need you over here,
Yeah,
buddy.
you motherfucker.
I thought you had a seat set up over there. Why don't you just sit in this chair or in the seat you set up, Steven?
Plug in the fucking mic for him.
It's too late now.
Yeah,
I've come
it's
too
late.
far.
Yeah, we're past the windmill, dude. We can't
I
go
don't know
back.
if that's accurate, but
Josh, 7:30,
why do
8:03.
Why do I believe that is a hoax?
No,
Because
it's
it's
not.
not.
cover up.
The guy's clearly Looney Tunes.
So-
he was in court writing about Trump on his hands and MAGA.
Oh, it said-
like
yeah,
that means anything.
Well,
he's a fucking Looney Tune.
What wasn't? They said he would have gotten away with it completely scot-free if he didn't. What was this?
He took the license plate.
The license
and
plate.
his
That's what it
fingerprints
was.
But he
Yeah.
also, but no, he was seen.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he was seen.
They saw his truck.
He crashed into the guy's car.
Well, that was the thing. He
I didn't know
crashed
that
into
part.
the car with his truck, and then he left his
real
truck out
fucking
on
nice.
in his neighborhood, which is like a block over.
Well, because
so he
I
was a fucking
reading,
idiot.
Because I was reading somewhere where I think it was an FBI agent went on record and saying that like it would have been the perfect crime. They never would have suspected him.
Yeah,
you know what I
well,
mean?
that's
If
the thing.
he didn't take the fucking license plate.
Now my question is, how long is this guy going to last in jail?
Not long. I mean,
You're never gonna hear about him again.
Yeah.
Well, he's in jail.
He'll be killed, but you'll
but
never
it's
hear
such
about
it's such a story now that it's not like he's on the streets where they can just make him disappear.
His
Right.
butt
So-
is in trouble.
So most likely they have people on the inside whose butt his.
Micah's.
so the question is, how are they going to kill him as well in prison? Because I don't think a simple stabbing is enough for killing the boss.
I know, you can have a brutal shanking.
Well,
man.
I think it's going to be like he gets stabbed 90 times, or they're going to throw some fucking acid on him.
I think
That's a good
yeah,
one.
that'd be some
No,
crazy
I
shit.
think-
Where
I
would they
think-
get acid though?
Yeah. Well, they smuggle shit into jail all the time.
I think
It's
it'll
pretty
be up
easy
there
to
with-
get.
with,
But
like,
how
when
do
they
you
kill-
smuggle acid? You need
No.
like a big metal barrel.
I think it'll be like
they'll,
when
they'll get some. It's happened
Dude.
before, dude. They've done this in prison before. People get doused with acid. Absolutely.
It'll
It's
be
a
it'll be
common
like
thing
the
with mob killings. in
It'll
prison.
absolutely be like the guy. I'm trying to fucking talk. Shut up.
It's your show. Talk.
No, it'll definitely be like the guy who killed Whitey Bulger in prison, who fucking gouged his eyes out and shit.
Yeah,
it's gonna
it's
be
gonna
some
be
brutal
some type
shit.
of brutal-
Whitey Bulger was in his fucking 90s when that shit happened.
It's crazy.
Who's Whitey Bulger?
The fucking guy from who ran the mafia in
The Boston Mafia. It's
Yeah,
who
the-
Jack Nicholson's character in The Departed is loosely based on.
And it's also that really bad movie where
Black
Johnny
Mass.
Depp played him, Black Mass.
yeah.
Whitey
So
Bulger,
speaking of
yeah.
things getting smuggled into prison, I have a related story.
That's an incredible segue. How do you do that?
Because Quas said, how do you get it in prison? So an ex-inmate in a prison in Oklahoma was smuggling drugs and other paraphernalia
What,
into
up his
prison
ass?
using
What?
a T-shirt cannon like you'd see in a baseball game.
Hell
She was at the fence of the prison launching drugs and weapons and paraphernalia over the fucking fence.
That's fucking legendary.
Who wants a T-shirt?
It's like, dude, the only time I've ever gotten anything at any event was a T-shirt gun, and it was a hot dog. And it was a hot dog, half the bun ripped off as it launched, and there was relish in it. No mustard or ketchup.
Just a bun with relish.
So this fucking dumb bitch is at a prison launching drugs, and then they're like, they get the siren off. She's like,
make some noise.
They don't know who she is. She was an inmate at that prison just a few months prior.
Really? How long did they get away with it?
I don't know, and I also want to know, where do you get a T-shirt gun?
I think you can.
Amazon.
I want a T-shirt gun.
Listen, I'm sure.
How much do you think those things go for?
Okay,
gotta
Quas,
be like
Quas, look up right now.
$300.
Look on your phone right now.
I think it's got to be $250, $300.
T-shirt gun on Amazon. If it's not on Amazon, it's on eBay.
Okay, can we agree right now? If it is under $400, we all go splits on it right now.
I'll do it
for a T-shirt gun.
I'll absolutely do it.
Yeah, okay, deal.
So, Quas, he was looking down, he looks up, and he's like, fuck yeah, I'm in.
Absolutely,
There
dude.
was no hesitation.
Oh, my God.
Like,
I would absolutely do that. I mean, like, listen, if we have access to, like, hashtag flamethrower for Elon
dude,
Musk,
those are
we can
only
get
$500.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Why haven't we bought a flamethrower?
Dude,
You can make your own.
No,
Wait, what do you mean you can make your own?
Enough.
You use that
Stop,
like
no,
mosquito repellent dispenser thing?
Wait, time out, Quas, go ahead.
Go ahead.
There's a shitty one that's $400. But like the good ones are like $1,600. So it's just
Wait, describe shitty one.
I like
what's a
good
shitty one?
ones.
What does it
I
mean?
like good. What is it? A fucking paintball gun with a big ass barrel?
Into the mic. Tell us what it means by shitty one.
Yeah, give us a review.
I don't think they advertise it. This is a shitty T-shirt.
the other ones look like they're like
like it's just gonna shoot out
it
like
looks
2
like
feet.
a cannon. Like it looks like a big.
Can I see
like-
the one that you're talking about?
Yeah, show me, please. Hey, Josh, pull that. Oh, wait.
Oh, Josh.
Fucking asshole.
I think somebody just rolled up. It's either the cops, the pizza guy, or Josh.
Hopefully it's all three.
Hopefully it's the pizza guy.
right there.
Let's see.
It sounds like a
Potato
fucking
launcher,
massacre.
dude.
Where's the $400 one?
It's written small. The $400.
Why small?
Oh, I
Right,
see.
shitty.
Let's see.
That's why it's shitty. It's from a
This
fucking
thing
third
don't look
party.
that bad. It looks like it's got a fucking can of air hooked up to it.
That's what it looks like. A shitty fucking potato
All
gun.
right, ship me Venmos or something.
I'm not.
All right, we
not
need to
now.
see if Josh is in on this. We'll order
should
it after
be.
the show. Let's talk
Yeah,
about it
we'll make
after.
it
I don't want to do
all right,
orders
all right.
right now.
We should make a poll or something.
Okay, now the question is,
What?
when and where are we going to use? Like, what if we go to a Mets game and we're like, we launch T-shirts onto the field?
You think they'll let us in?
We take our old T-shirts. What do we tell them? We tell them it's Taylor's oxygen tank. He's
fine.
got to breathe. You breathe heavy anyway.
That's
Believe
fine.
it.
Who is it outside? Is it Josh, pizza, or cops?
Go
Or
out.
all three.
Someone go fucking find out, please.
Yeah, if it's the pizza, someone's got to go get it.
I think it's just the cops.
Whatever.
Could
They're
you just
here.
fucking go look?
I'll ask them if they want to be a
Looking at
guest.
anything. You got a
Steven-
window right there.
It's a fucking 3-inch window.
That's smaller than a jail cell window. What the fuck are you talking about?
There's no one here. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about that.
Okay. All right.
Talking about that.
So, J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter books.
Is she doing some stuff in the trans world now?
Okay, not even that. Yeah, now she's John Rowling. She's changing her name. So she's acknowledging that. Oh shit. John Rocker is calling now. Apparently, I just got a text from my.
Do it up.
This is fucked up. This is okay. So if
Okay,
oh my god, it's literally from Atlanta, Georgia.
This is all you, pal.
Yeah. Hello, this is the You Watch I Listen podcast. This is Dan. Am I talking with John Rocker?
You guessed it. You are.
John, how's it going, man? It's very interesting to talk to you. How are you tonight?
I'm good enough, man. How about you?
I'm hanging in, man. We got some shitty weather up here in Jersey. I know that you're not a big fan of the area of New York City, New Jersey.
That's contrary to the point. Certain thing I'm not a fan of, but
well, I know
area as a whole, I've had plenty of good times in the tri-state area.
Well, let me tell you, where we live in Jersey is more the woods area. It's not like in the city or anything. We're in North Jersey. We're closer to New York State than New York City. So, and I also know the person that really railroaded you on that interview was Jeff Pearlman, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. He still brings up that old article every so often, and
Yeah, well, just trying to keep himself relevant.
well, yeah, it's clickbait. At this point, it's what, almost 20 years old now. What year was that?
The only thing he's ever done to kind of get his name in the mainstream, and when his name falls out of the mainstream, which it regularly does, he tries to remind folks, oh yeah, I did that, just trying to get a few more followers, a few more listeners, I guess.
Correct. So what are you up to these days? So the last time I remember seeing you on TV was Survivor, correct?
It was. That was the thing.
Okay. Because my co-host here, Taylor, is a big fan of Survivor as well.
I've watched for a very long time, John.
So
I tell you, people say, and I kind of thought this the same way. I was never a fan of the show. I got a random email one day. CBS invited me to be on the show. And I'm like, I got nothing better to do. Sure, I'll be on the show. How bad can it be? I was wrong. Just one quick stat. I was on the show for 11 days. I lost 19 pounds in 11 days.
Wow. And
thank you, Survivor Diet.
Yeah, well, right. I mean, the Survivor Diet is it's getting dysentery pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's really not. And this is kind of a crude point to bring up. I cleared my bowels one time in 11 days.
Whoa.
Okay.
I'm like,
it was not much of a feat either. It was like, that's it. Really?
The little rabbit turds come out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
deer pellets.
So what are you up to these days?
I own a construction company, development company. Just build stuff, develop stuff in real estate, basically.
Okay, and you're down in the Atlanta area as well?
I am. I'm still down here.
You still get Braves fans shouting out to you pretty often?
I do. We're already planning our opening day stuff against the Cubbies and getting back to that time of the year.
Well,
that's time of the year.
I'd be remiss if I didn't say I'm a gigantic New York Mets fan.
As am I.
And I could tell.
You know what? I don't. Who managed that pitching staff up there in New York? Who manages those guys?
Well, Mickey Callaway.
Some ungodly arms in the last 5 or 6 years. Yet, I mean, you just can't put it together. I mean, the Grom is sick. Syndergaard is sick, of course, with Batman, who
Matt Harvey,
for a year or two and fell off. But he has some great arms, fantastic arms last 4 or 5 years. Yet still managed to somehow find themselves under 500. I just don't get it.
Well, a couple things in last season specifically where the bullpen was horrendous. They shored that up by getting Edwin Diaz this past season, bringing back what's his name? I forgot my closer's name, the former closer that we just traded last year, but he came back. As far as who the pitching coach is, it's Dave Island. Mickey Callaway is the manager, and he was the Indians pitching coach when Corey Kluber and everything was coming up. But yeah, no, it's the same old story with the Mets. They have a lot of talent, and then they get injured. That's pretty much
the guy. They're always hurt. It's not so much a pitching coach. Well, a little bit. They're the throwing program and whatnot, but it's the training staff. It's I don't want to throw guys under the bus here, but it's a training staff. It's a strength coach, things like that. But one thing to the I don't mean to sound like Joe Morgan here, but back when I played, when it was Maddox, Lavin, Schmaltz, and me and Millwood and Nagel and that whole staff. One thing we always did is we toed the rubber every time we were called upon. I mean, just a very limited amount of injuries.
Well,
John had some elbow issues there for a little bit, but other than that, there was no. I can't recall Greg Maddox ever being on the DL. I can't recall Tom ever being on the DL.
No, I mean, Tom Glavine didn't go on the DL until he came to the Mets. And specifically,
he was 40 by that time.
Yeah, and specifically, actually, something that worked for DeGrom, not this past offseason, the season before, he actually talked to John Smoltz, who suggested that he throws on his off day because all of a sudden these young pitchers are telling him on your off day, don't do anything. And Smoltz said that he always threw on his off day. And now DeGrom did that, and he had this unbelievable season with a 1.7 ERA, but he finished one game above 500 because of the bullpen
with the worst run support
and no run support. I mean, this is the same shit that was going on with the Mets when you were playing against them.
Yeah, I tell you, stinking bullpen guys, man. What do you say about bullpen guys?
I mean, well, now it's you face one batter, lefty specialist. You can't get a righty out. They can't hold runners. I mean, the game now, pitching wise, I remember. I'd be lying to you if I didn't say I absolutely despised you when you were playing against the Mets.
Thank you for that. I got no issue with that.
But I'm also a pro wrestling fan, so I appreciate a good bad guy. So how could I not appreciate that?
I like playing the heel. I really did.
Well, clearly you did, because you were getting batteries thrown at you in the bullpen, and you were sitting there with a smile on your face. And one of the things that you also inspired is one of my favorite TV shows of the last few years was Eastbound and Down. How do you feel about that show?
I'm going to interrupt you and tell you a little bit of trivia that there's no way you could possibly know.
Okay.
I was born, and there's probably 30 births a year. I was born in the Bullitt County Hospital in Statesboro, Georgia, in 1974.
Okay, happy birthday.
Danny McBride, who plays that character,
yeah.
Guess where he was born?
The same hospital.
The Bullitt County Hospital in Statesboro, Georgia, in 1976.
That's some interesting symmetry.
The same hospital. And it's not like cyanide out in L.A. It's a little shit town, shit hospital in the middle of ass nowhere. And
this guy's the fucking man.
The character we were in the same hospital 2 years apart.
That's did they ever reach out to you about anything for the show when they were making it?
They really never have. I've run into Will Ferrell a few times, had a few conversations with him, but never made any contact.
Did you like the show? I mean, it was kind of like watching yourself in some ways.
Yeah, it's of course, TV. It's
of course,
it's a bit embellishing, but it's for the cameras.
Well, I mean, and Will Ferrell on that show was basically playing Ric Flair, so it was especially fun.
Down in my palms.
I thought it was extremely hilarious. Would love to have had a cameo part of that show. Would love to have had a cameo.
It's disappointing they didn't reach out to you for it.
At least for a consulting role.
I met Will and talked to Will. We got along fine. I didn't talk to him a whole lot. Maybe 3 or 4 meetings at various events. I would have figured at some point in time I would have been asked, like I said, come on and do some kind of cameo, but just never happened.
Right? Yeah, John. Like they never even approached you for being like a consultant and kind of like forwarding that.
Never did.
That's
never did nothing.
Oh, that's kind of not cool.
I mean, you have to be, in the last 30 years of baseball, I mean, I think the 2 biggest bad guys I can think of are A-Rod for different reasons and you for the obvious reasons. And I mean, you're always going to have that sticking on your name forever. And do you still embrace that role to this day?
I've never had a problem being the bad guy. It was basically a character I was playing. It was just but what was so funny is the stick that Jeff Pearlman and Jeff Pearlman alone gave me.
Yeah,
liberal media loves that stuff. They love to find the Southern boy with all these outrageous views, and you're not going to get rid of that. What was so funny is after that, I mean, from the Andrew Joneses to the Javi Lopez's to the Bobby Bonillas, that might be a sensitive name in the Mets fans.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, right. You just had to do it.
Galarraga's, I mean, the minority guys, the Hispanic guys and the black guys, that all of them came to my defense, the Ellis Burkses, the C.C. Sabathias, that all came to my defense, like, you got this guy way wrong, and the media just swept under the rug, like, yeah, never mind, no, doesn't fit the narrative, so we're not gonna give your words airtime. But I have had no less than 30 to 50 minority players basically talk about me in the exact antithesis of how Jeff Pearlman did, and none of that ever makes sense.
Did Jeff Pearlman ever follow up with you in years after that initial interview?
Absolutely not.
He didn't have the guts to, I guess.
It would be a bad day for him if he tried to.
Well, I mean, he's written some other books specifically. One of the ones that he really promotes now is about the collapse of the USFL and specifically how he went after Donald Trump's involvement in that. And the person that set up this interview he had one question for you, and is that if you are a supporter of President Donald Trump.
You know Hugh, don't you? You know Hugh?
Yeah.
Hugh, damn right.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I could have guessed. It's, I mean, where we live, it's, I mean, we're closest to the most liberal area in the world outside of Los Angeles, but we're pretty split here, 50-50 between Trump supporters, non-Trump supporters. I get along with everyone, but just don't tell me that I have to feel a certain way about anything.
Yeah, same.
I'm shocked it's 50-50, to be honest with you.
Well, you know what? Where we are in Jersey specifically, we're, like I said, we're in the woods. We're in areas where you can go hunting, where you can go riding in the woods and shit. But if you drive, 45 minutes west, you're going to be heading towards New York City. But we're more, like I said, northern New Jersey, which is,
Very
it's
northern.
we're in the sticks. Most people, they don't relate us to New Jersey specifically.
Yeah, a lot of days in New York, we would have an off day. I would go to northern New Jersey and trout fish.
Okay, where in Jersey did you?
Yeah,
do you
where?
remember what towns you went to?
Oh God, no, I really don't. Near who's a little league team that won the World Series?
Tom's River.
Tom's River, yeah.
Near there.
So that's more central Jersey.
Yeah.
That's where Todd Frazier, who's on the Mets now, he won the little league.
About an hour and a half outside
Yep,
the city.
that sounds about right. Yeah, I mean, but again, if you go more towards the city, that's when it becomes extremely, you have to like everyone or else kind of thing. Which just don't tell me how I should feel about
Very
anything.
congested.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the kind of folks that elected AOC.
Yeah, exactly. Which she was asked to. They asked her to be a guest on our show recently, and I said,
Really informed individuals. Right.
Yeah, clearly. So, do you keep up with baseball still?
I try to, but not obviously not near like what I did 15 years
Clearly.
ago. Know enough about it to be mildly informed, but not
casual.
Not that much.
Casual fan. I mean, I can imagine being, involved with it for so long has to be difficult to get all invested into it again, just as a citizen now.
Yeah, for about 4 or 5 years, I did some baseball commentary for 92.9 The Game, which is a CBS affiliate down here.
Okay.
The biggest sports talk show in the Atlanta area. And for that period of time, I was very informed. Have not done that show in the last 2 or 3 years, so kind of have just sort of receded back and don't pay attention that much anymore.
I'll tell you, I've been seeking out a piece of memorabilia for years, and because I liked how much of a bad guy you were, but I'm a Mets fan, so I could not wear a Braves jersey. I've been trying to find a John Rocker Cleveland Indians jersey everywhere, and I'm sure you may not want to remember.
I've got a couple of those.
I would love whatever you're selling it for. I would love to get one because I've been trying to find one everywhere. Yeah. And it would honestly probably burn my skin off to wear a Braves jersey.
Yeah.
I mean, you were part of those Braves teams. While the Nationals have been better recently, the Phillies. Part of my youth was you guys kicking the shit out of the Mets.
Yeah.
That's all I knew. How many straight division titles did the Braves win with Bobby Cox? It's unbelievable. So I've been trying to get a Indians Rocker jersey for a long time.
And I can remember the last big rivalry, I guess, with the Mets was '99.
Yeah.
Of course, we faced you guys in the NLCS, and leading into the NLCS, we were 17-2 against the Mets.
Oh, I remember.
90 minutes, and I would walk off the field, and it was just, you guys suck, you suck. I'm like, we beat you guys 17 out of 19 meetings.
Yeah, I mean,
say about the mother's a whore, call me a cocksucker. Don't tell me I suck, guy. We beat you 17 out of 19 times. Go fuck yourself.
I got to tell you, you had some serious balls saying the things about riding the train next to an AIDS patient, and then to actually ride the 7 train to the game. that is some fearless shit. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, we the team hotel, at least for us back in the day, was the Grand Hyatt right above Grand Central. Yeah. And I would take the elevator down to Grand Central. I rode the 7 train to the stadium every single time I was in New York. I've ridden that 7 train 50 times.
Did you ever get harassed on the train?
No.
And because everyone, now with social, if you played and you said these things back when, today.
I have said that 100 times. Thank God I have not played now.
Yeah,
Twitter and everything else.
Yeah, I feel like you might get in even more trouble today if you were playing.
Yeah.
You get a call from the commissioner.
Yeah, go stay with a handler.
So back in those Mets teams you faced, who was the toughest batter you had to face? I mean, they had some good. There was some.
Think long and hard about that one.
Because I honestly, the reason I ask is because I don't remember us ever getting a big hit off you.
Yeah.
I only gave up 2 runs against the Mets.
Sounds right.
Out of 60, 70 innings. Edgar Alfonso took me deep to beat us one time in New York.
I remember. I think I was at that game actually.
Robin Ventura took me deep in Atlanta to tie a game since in extras. But other than that, a hell of a lineup. You have Ventura and Olerud and Piazza and Edgardo, and it's just a hell of a lineup. But I just never seem to have a whole lot of problems.
I remember you having tremendous success against Piazza because, being a Mets fan as a young kid, that was the guy all of us Mets fans looked up to. But the guy,
he's a hell of a player.
Oh yeah, and I mean, the toughest at-bat I can remember on those old teams was clearly John Olerud because he didn't have a weakness at the plate really. I'm sure you found one, but outside of that, those were some.
It was fastballs away and spin sliders, and there was at least 2 times I can remember that Olerud trying to hit my slider threw his bat into the infield.
Wow.
Just let go of the bat in the infield.
You had some
trying to make contact with it.
You had some filthy stuff back then, and you were also pitching at the height of the the steroid era, which I'm one of these people. Yeah. I wish all that shit was legal. Like honestly, you guys play 162 games a year, and half the shit's for recovery. Obviously, it does enhance some performance, but I mean, some of those guys you saw they went from being average players to great players, and great players to unbelievable players. So I can imagine pitching back then had to be incredibly difficult.
Yeah, it was, and that wasn't something that I necessarily set out to do. But when you're a 24-year-old kid and you're coming into a perennial contender, and you got to close games for 3 future Hall of Famers, the last thing I want to do is have Greg Maddux spend 8 innings in 98 pitches, and he's allowed 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 8 punch-outs. Last thing I want to do is come up and throw a game with Greg Maddux.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not going to do that.
And you also didn't want to have to face. You didn't want to have to face Bobby Cox after that, and who?
No, and when my excuse is, I'm like, what, John? 3rd game you've blown. Here, take it back to AAA. Beat it. That's his comment to me, and I'm not going to do that because I want to stay there. B, I don't want to let my teammates down, the fans down, stuff like that. But when you know what the hitters are doing, it's an arms race. You're not going to go into a gunfight with a knife.
No.
And when you know factually these hitters are doing this shit just to keep up, I got to do it too.
Yeah, no, I agree entirely. That's why there's I try to think of a few guys that may have not been on it, and you've seen, you still see guys pop every so often. The Red Sox are going to take on Henry Mejia, who used to be the Mets closer, and he was supposed to be the first player to get a lifetime ban under PEDs, and now he's back. So, I mean, they didn't take it seriously back when you played, and they take it semi-seriously now.
Well, they take it pretty seriously now. I mean, the first time ban is 60 games, something like that.
60 games,
without pay. That's pretty significant. They're using the same doping test, the world doping test the Olympics use. So it's very serious now. But back then, and look at it like this: the commissioner, please help me. Back when I played, he factually knew.
It wasn't Bud Selig.
Yes, it was Bud Selig.
Okay, it was Bud Selig. There you go.
Not a fan.
No, he sucked.
He factually knew, because I remember when this SI stuff was going down, the commissioner's office called my agent. I was with Hendricks, and they called my agent and they want you to submit to a steroid test, which I didn't have to do under the collective bargaining agreement. I had to do that.
Yeah, there was no rule against it.
I ain't doing it. And my agent pleaded me please, John, just do this. They're really pissed at you. Please take this test. All right, fine, we'll take the test. Well, I took it. I failed it miserably. And this is in 2000. And so Selig knew I was on the juice in 2000. Does he think I'm the only guy in the entire league taking the juice?
Yeah, when Barry Bonds starts hitting
especially
70
back
a year.
then too, of all time.
He knew that, and you see these these monsters I play against, from McGuire to Bonds and everybody else, these guys that are, got muscles coming out of the side of their freaking face. I mean, I'm clearly not the only one. He knew I was doing it and chose to do nothing about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, Selig is, he sat back and quietly, and then suddenly when congressional hearings were involved, it was, we didn't know, and the media blackballing guys that were, the media,
absolutely, he was just too chicken shit to take on the problem, on its face. He was just too chicken shit to do it.
And the media being so self-righteous about it, when they got more newspaper sales than ever, talking about things like McGuire and Sosa and the home run race, and then all of a sudden they won't elect guys like McGuire and Sosa and Bonds and Clemens, when specifically Clemens and Bonds had Hall of Fame careers before they were on steroids.
Yeah, and again, you talk about, were you the best in your era? Well, in your era, everybody's doing it, so it's all a level playing field. If you weren't doing it and the pitchers weren't doing it, your numbers still would have been the same.
Yeah.
As far as percentage wise, still, maybe you didn't hit 70 home runs, but you would have still compared to other players in your era, you still would have been the best of the best. So
yeah, I mean, it's
you look back. Also, let's start placing asterisks on people's names. How about Babe Ruth? How about going way back in the day, Gehrig and DiMaggio? Well, you were playing an era where black players weren't
absolutely
allowed to play.
100% true. They couldn't. They played against Satchel Paige at the end of his career.
Yeah,
and
you really think that Babe Ruth hits 740 home runs, he was got to face Bob Gibson?
Yeah, exactly.
No,
and I mean,
doesn't. Or Pedro Martinez?
Yeah, and if you go back to the 70s and 80s, all those guys were on amphetamines. They kept them in bowls in the locker rooms like candy. Just take some greenies and here you go. And I mean, it's to just ignore an entire era of baseball when truly baseball was at its height business-wise. I mean, the truth is, McGuire and Sosa, they saved so much of it with that home run race after the strike when people just weren't coming to games.
I was going to bring that up. 94, there was a lot of baseball fans that kind of checked out.
Yeah, of course.
My rookie year was 98, I've been a baseball fan since I was 5 years old. I would walk my fat ass down out of the clubhouse and sit in the dugout just to watch McGuire take BP.
Oh,
just go,
I remember
hit balls in the fourth deck.
It was absurd. I remember that year with their home run race at that dump that was Shea Stadium. They would, in the middle of the game, they would cut into on the big screen to show their at bats, and even when Griffey was still in the race early in the season. And, I mean, to think that the league just wants to act like that didn't happen because they chose to ignore what they knew it was happening, as a huge baseball fan, that's borderline offensive to me. Yeah.
I mean, it was such an exciting time for baseball.
You talk, devil's advocate, both sides, out of both sides of your mouth here. I've done plenty of signings. I did a signing, probably 2 years ago, actually in New Jersey, before, actually, I think it was Rod Carew that made the comment. Rod Carew.
Yeah.
I heard about, we were in a group conversation. Rod Carew specifically said, I don't want steroid guys in my Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's his Hall of Fame, I'm sure.
Well, but it's old school guys like that. Rod Carew, Fred Lynn, the old, Carlton Fisk. I mean, these old guys.
Meanwhile, Pete Rose was betting on games while he was a manager, and they want him in the Hall of Fame, but not the guys that were doing PEDs.
Well, I've not heard a whole lot of guys really speak Pete Rose's accolades. I like Pete. I know Pete personally.
I like Pete too. It's but betting on a game as a manager versus everyone doing steroids is a little bit. There is a distinction there, I think.
Yeah, and I brought that up to when I was with Hendricks, Joe Sambito, which Joe played 10, 12 years in the big league,
yep.
and Joe played with Pete. And I personally, I think Pete should be in the Hall of Fame. I really do.
I do too.
4,200 plus hits. I mean, 200 hits a year for 21 straight years.
I mean, and that's the truth is the writers, if they want, they could write him in every single year, but they choose not to because the league told them they couldn't.
But I brought that conversation up to Joe Sambito, and Joe played 12 years. Joe's an agent with Hendricks. Joe played with Pete. I got half my sentence out about Pete being in the Hall of Fame, and Joe's like, fuck Pete Rose.
See, that's the thing, because I was actually having a discussion about this with a friend earlier today, and the truth was, if I forgot who the commissioner was when Pete got banned from baseball, but the deal was, if he kept his mouth,
Bart Giamatti.
Yes, if he kept his mouth shut about why he was suspended for X amount of years, he would have been reinstated. But the second that the commissioner was on his deathbed, then Pete Rose started saying, "Oh, I don't know why I didn't do this, I didn't do that," and then they released a report. But that's the truth about Pete Rose. He's always been his own worst enemy. He always puts himself in the position. He still gambles like crazy. Not that, gambling is about to be legalized everywhere, but, they're afraid of him still having a chance to manage a team. But the writers, these asshole writers, could easily elect him to the Hall of Fame if they chose to. And to not have the all-time hits leader in the Hall of Fame is absurd. To not have Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame is absurd. I mean, it doesn't make much sense to me, but that's how these writers are. They this is the only power they have.
I've got a huge beef about writers being the predominant amount of voters. A huge beef about that.
Yeah.
Look at Eddie Murray. I mean, Eddie Murray, hell of a player. Eddie Murray, not much of a people person. He's kind of a prick. Rubbed a lot of writers the wrong way. The first switch there, every time it took Eddie 3 votes to get in. He's been a first ballot guy. But
Absolutely.
He didn't have a lot of writers that liked him, and they made him, sit around and wait several years.
Yeah.
It should be an opinion poll. You should be hearing your stats, and stats versus it, you're in.
Yeah, and I mean,
It shouldn't be whether I like you or not.
I mean,
a like factor should not ever be considered.
I mean, as much as Mariano Rivera deserved 100% of the vote, I want to know who the 3 writers were that didn't vote for Ken Griffey Jr. as a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
The best player I saw in my childhood, and 3 people said no, he's not good enough to make it just yet. Are you kidding me?
And that's something that is the first 100% vote was Mariano, and I think it was kind of a novelty thing. We're not going to let anybody be 100% voted in. It was kind of some.
Of course.
Who were going to be the dissenters?
Yeah, I mean, now
just for the camera, just for show,
Yeah, exactly. But all right, John, we'll wrap up in just a second. We're a show that's based in movies and music, so we have a same question for every guest, and we'll start out right away. What is your favorite album or your favorite band and your favorite album by that band?
Wow.
Same
It's
reaction every
never
time.
easy.
That's hard to narrow down.
Well, what's
I
your?
would say Kiss live.
It's the second guest in a row that said Kiss, so
Yep.
there you go.
Yeah, actually, they're coming here April 7th. Already got my tickets.
Yeah, you do.
The final
my
tour.
17th Kiss show.
17th. Wow.
Jesus.
Probably Kiss live. Favorite movie? Bull Durham.
Oh, that's a great
Okay.
show. Bull Durham's great. And do you plan on coming up to New York City anytime soon and mingling with the people?
I do. Actually, my girlfriend has never been to New York, so I promised her a trip up there.
Okay.
And I can give her a hell of a tour in New York. I've been there many, many times.
I know you have. I've seen you kick my team's ass many, many times. So, John, this was awesome talking to you. I got to tell you, as a Mets fan, my first reaction was, my only thing I could think is how much I hated you as a player, but I really appreciate you being so cool and being open and honest with us. It's been a lot of fun, and when you're up here in Jersey or New York doing anything, I'd love to meet you and get a handshake and an autograph.
So sounds good, man. Let's do this again.
All right, and I got to get one of those Indians jerseys for sure.
All right.
All right, John.
You can get. I do have a website, therealjohnrocker.com.
Okay.
Jerseys are available for purchase, stuff like that. So that's one source for stuff like that.
All right, John. That's awesome, man. I really appreciate you taking some time with us, and we'll talk soon. All right.
No problem.
Have a good one.
Take care.
Thanks, man.
That's not what I was expecting at all.
That was Interesting.
I mean, this guy was the most ruthless one. Now I'm sitting here. He's got a family.
Kenny
he's got a nice
Powers
shirt
talking
on.
in the background.
Teach our children
Went much cooler than I thought it would.
Yeah, I was expecting you to take a left turn at some point,
You know
but
what?
it really
the
didn't.
second I could sense that he was, like, dude, that interview doesn't define me. I'm like, all right, he was. That was cool. That was very interesting. I liked some of his comments. That was fun. Hey, Josh, what happened to 7:30?
All right, so it's today was my shitboy brother's birthday, and
he
Happy
is
birthday,
a shit boy. Yeah.
Happy birthday, shit boy.
Why do I have 26 texts in a group chat?
We were just pretty much us talking about, hey, can we eat pizza now?
Yeah, there you go. All right, so go on, Josh.
So we were singing happy birthday to him, and everybody said happy birthday to Nick, but I said shit kid. And it kind of threw everything into a little bit of a
you just threw a wrench in the
downward
machine.
spiral.
Yeah,
nobody knew what to do.
What during like happy birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best. When you mess it up.
Truthfully, we know your brother's a bukyak. So.
Okay.
Yeah, bukyak. So Taylor actually finished The Sopranos this week, Josh.
Oh, did you?
He finally finished it. He texted me 2 weeks ago. Christopher just died. I'm like, okay, you need to finish.
Yeah.
So, how brutal was Bobby Bacala?
It bums me out, dude.
Dude.
Bacala was one of my favorite fucking characters. He turned into a great character. When he gets into a fight with fucking Tony, like the fist fight up at the lake house, which it was actually filmed at what, UGL?
That was filmed at Greenwood Lake, right over here.
Dude,
That was
killer.
Soprano
I remember
home
when they were
movies.
filming that.
Yeah.
Dude, it was really fun. I'm happy it took me as long to finish it as I did, because
now you have a deep appreciation for the show.
Well, if I would have binged it, I would have lost a lot of muster that
Sure,
it could have had, But I literally started in September. I just finished in March, so I feel like that's appropriate.
And it's one of those ones like when you put it on again, it's just easy to leave on.
It's
and
also
you
heavy.
Catch little. Oh, there's some
It's
episodes
very
that are
heavy, so like it's hard to watch episode.
Yeah.
So there's definitely that instance.
The
of
landlord finally agreed to watch it, and we just got through season 3 when the Tony and Gloria Trillo relationship and how brutal that is, and of course my favorite episode, Pine Barrens, which how can you go wrong with that?
Fucking Paulie Christopher are eating ketchup packets.
Is that ketchup? Oh, I got some relish here too. Yeah. It's a little frozen.
When AJ is sitting and watching TV and Tony's in the kitchen, is there any way the package could survive?
Yeah.
Is there any way the package could survive?
We used to do that over the headset at Best Buy. I was telling the landlord, is there any way the package survives?
Oh my God. I love when they go down, they go find him, and Bacala's dressed in like all hunting gear with the neon orange stuff.
And Tony just laughs at him. So the whole story with that is that Tony, they told Gandolfini he needed to laugh and that Junior needed to have a straight face. So what they did was they put a strap-on dildo on Bobby Bacala, and he walked in wearing that. So Gandolfini's reaction, laughing, is authentic.
It's genuine.
It's genuine.
That's nice.
There's just so many little that Pine Barrens episode, the part where you're not gonna believe this. Guy killed 16 Czechoslovakians. Guy was an interior decorator.
His apartment looked like shit.
His apartment looked like shit.
It's such a weird, funny line. So I'm glad you watched it. I think now you get like why all of us were like,
it's great. It's a very good show.
And
It's not my favorite. And it's not the best I've seen.
Well,
but
I don't expect
good.
it to be everyone's favorite. I mean, it's my favorite for different reasons. There's certain
same thing for me,
there's certain elements of Tony that remind me of my dad, and specifically how he cares about his kids and eating,
like
and dying of a heart attack. I can say it because he's my dad and he died. Wow.
Wow, just screeching.
All right, Taylor, take over.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, the whole
it's always
thing,
interesting
like,
when I drink during the show.
If it's one of my if I had to pick like
too.
a show, if I had to pick like a show, like the best shows from start to finish are probably The Sopranos and Breaking Bad are probably the two best.
The Wire. The Wire has to be on that list.
The Wire is still one I have to watch. I still haven't seen that
The
yet.
Wire, Oz.
Dude, I've been fucking up on The Wire for like 15 years.
It's one of those. Well, it was actually funny. It was
Oz, 6 Feet Under is a fucking classic. Wife 2, have you watched 6 Feet Under? Incredible.
It was actually,
might have the greatest finale in the history of television, honestly.
It was going back to you talking about how Crashing just got canceled.
Yeah.
One of the trailers was Pete Holmes telling someone that he's never seen The Wire, and he's like, "There's never an easy way to tell someone you've never watched The Wire.
Dude,
everyone's always mad at you."
The Wire. Yeah. So my favorite TV character ever is always going to be Tony Soprano, but Omar on The Wire is one of the best. Honestly, I'll put Omar above Walter White.
Yeah.
Omar, dude. I mean, the line "You come at the king, you best not miss." That is like one of the most badass fucking lines you could ever lay down. And I mean, he was such an interesting, unique character to television at that time. The most HBO programming. I mean, Deadwood
Deadwood was great.
I can't
The
wait for
movie,
Deadwood movie,
the
dude.
trailer they
Looks
just dropped
so
for the
good.
Deadwood movie is incredible. Rome was really good.
I know a lot of people felt some type of way about it. I was a big fan of The Newsroom, and I loved Jeff Daniels in it.
Yeah,
Honestly,
the Newsroom was really good.
Will McAvoy is a fantastic character, and that goes back. I like stuff that's written by Aaron Sorkin because his dialogue and stuff.
His dialogue is always
amazing.
fantastic.
You know what I mean? That's the one thing I love about it. But what other character would you put up there?
Great television characters of all time.
I mean, obviously, like you talk about like what. Lucy, whatever the fuck her name is from I Love Lucy. I forget the last name.
If we're bringing in comedy here, I got to go to like really deep now.
Joey.
Joey from Friends.
Yeah,
he's the worst character.
No,
on
I
Friends.
know he is.
I mean, if we're
Chandler's
ranking
the
Friends
best.
characters, Kramer has to be in the running for best television characters ever, most iconic, best stand-up comedians. You want to play him during this?
Best meltdown.
All right.
No, you were about to go play his meltdown.
You were.
That would have been bad. That would have been no
Best
good for me.
fucking
If you tell me to pull something up, I'm going to pull it up.
That's true. Try some more pulling out.
Oh my.
What were we talking about right before Mr. Rocker called?
I really don't know.
J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling being an asshole.
Oh yeah, and then Bob
So-
said something about her transitioning.
Well, and I said she's James Rowling now, or
Yes.
John Rowling.
Yeah, okay.
So she's,
And we're back.
I actually don't mind the idea of her saying that certain characters, like she said years ago, Dumbledore was gay. That's fine. That actually kind of makes sense. And now that these dog shit Fantastic Beasts movies, which they are not good. I just watched the second one. The landlord's a big Harry Potter fan. And the first one was okay, and
the first
second
one was alright.
It was okay. The second one was a little bit better, but there's nothing in those movies that appeals to me. It's like nothing happens, and also Jude Law is in them, and he plays Dumbledore, and we all know Jude Law sucks.
Well, I like the backstory and it delving into it. I don't think it's doing a good job.
It's backstory no one needed, and it's so she said that
it's operating within the same universe.
So she
the
said
fan digs
in
it,
her
you
books
know what I mean?
that Dumbledore and Grindelwald, which is the character Johnny Depp play, had an intensely passionate gay relationship. Okay, this is my issue. I would not have an issue with it if it actually happened in the movie.
Right.
But you're just saying it, and you're saying it for what reason? I mean, if you're writing a book and it's in there, that's one thing, and they cut it out from the movie, fine. Okay. But she's adding on facts that we don't need. Why don't you tell me that Harry finger popped fucking Dobby in a fucking book, too? Like, that's what I want to know. Tell me that fucking, what's his name? Snape was Joe Paterno or Jerry Sandusky at fucking Hogwarts.
50 Shades of Harry.
Mr. Potter, drop your trousers. Like, that's where I want to go with this.
Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
Turn to page 395.
Like Hagrid is a domestic abuser. He's beating up McGonagall all the time. When she's a cat, he's just punting her across the fucking hall. Like, what kind of backstories do we need here?
Oh my God.
Do we need I listen? It doesn't offend me. I just want to know why.
Well, I don't mind when people delve into
backstories.
Backstories.
Yeah, sure.
That doesn't bother me.
Adding depth and layers to characters is one thing, but put it in writing. Don't just say it.
I agree with you there. I think she's just saying it for she's always been a little outspoken, I guess you could say.
I guarantee you she's one step away from saying Voldemort was a Trump supporter.
Right.
Because that's where this is going.
It just doesn't
entirely.
It's not necessary because the books themselves hold up.
They stand on their own.
So why
Not that I read them.
So why bring unnecessary things towards it? Because honestly, they came out when I was a kid and I grew up watching the movies, reading the books.
Sure.
There wasn't any instance where I sat there and thought to myself,
Dumbledore sucked his cock.
I wonder if someone's gay. I never cared because the story is what took center stage.
Sure.
Not the sexual orientation. She's honestly taking away from her own work.
Yeah,
what she's
why don't
doing.
we ever see fucking Ron get deep dick in Hermione? Like, that's the stuff I want to see.
I guess, dude.
Or fucking Harry deep dick in Ron.
Right.
Give me one of those.
Just bricks in his mouth.
Yeah, just fucking drops trow. Fucking Harry's uncircumcised. He's got to find another uncircumcised student, and they dock. I know you're a Slytherin, but pull the foreskin over.
He's got a
Wingardium Leviosa. Gay.
He's got, instead of it being on his forehead, it's on his ass. Voldemort shot him in the
do you have our
ass.
soundboard set up?
No, I don't.
I was gonna say, there's some good ones we can play right now. I guess the turd doesn't fall. Oh boy, so yeah, J.K. Rowling is kind of being an ass. It's hard. Listen,
it's taking away from her work.
The reason I can't be too mad about it is because it's her intellectual property. It's one thing if it was someone else that like bought the rights to it and they started adding stuff to it. It's her fucking characters, her story. She can do whatever she wants with it, whatever pleases her. Honestly,
Sure.
We did get an update on Terminator 6 this week.
Did we?
Yeah. The
What's going
official
on with
title
that?
of the movie is going to be Terminator 6: Dark Fate. It is going to be a direct sequel to Terminator 2, ignoring the events of Terminator 3, Salvation, and Genesis.
Okay.
Sarah Connor's back. Linda Hamilton playing Sarah Connor.
You told me. Right.
I'm super pumped for this. I'm very interested to see. I have not heard a thing about John Connor in the movie yet, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, if they really wanted to put this story for a spin, say John Connor got killed after the events of Terminator 2.
I mean,
because that could really fuck up the whole thing, couldn't it?
Well, I was going to say, now that you say that it basically doesn't follow anything from after T2.
You can do anything.
Yeah. I mean,
this is one of the few movies where the storyline can change because of the time travel methods in it.
Well, I guess my question is exactly what your question is. What role does John Connor play in this? Because the overarching story is that he saves humanity, or he leads the resistance.
He was the leader of the resistance, yeah.
Right, and he's humanity's last hope. So if you take that away from a story that's been around for easy 20 years.
Josh, what year did the first Terminator come out?
What, 1980 something?
84, 85?
Is it that early?
Yeah, there was a huge gap between each Terminator movie.
Because I know Terminator 2 came out in the 90s, right?
Terminator 2 was 91.
Right.
But there was I think a 6-year gap between them to that point.
Right.
Let me know what year the first.
1984.
Okay,
I called that one, motherfucker.
So it's almost 30 years. It's been the same narrative where John Connor, at least in the Terminator universe.
Yeah.
So having it change,
every movie has been about John Connor. Yeah,
could be cool. I mean, it's a different take on it.
Yeah, let's go follow.
Instead of being force fed the same shit for the last couple movies.
Listen. The truth is, I don't know if Josh. I know you don't agree entirely, but I don't know if Josh does either. I kind of like every Terminator movie.
Oh yeah, me too.
Even
outside
the bad
of T3.
I like.
I like Terminator 3. Dude.
I like T3, and it's my least favorite Terminator movie.
Yeah.
Rise of the Machines wasn't. Yeah.
Rise of the Machines. There were some really cool elements of it, like actually getting to the war, like actually getting to Judgment Day. Seeing that was really cool. The chick Terminator was pretty badass, and being able to change from the liquid Terminator to and make weapons out of her arms and shit. But then you go to Salvation, which was cool to actually get to Beyond.
Yeah.
And then Genesis.
I thought Genesis kicked.
Genesis was a lot of fun.
I liked it a lot.
I don't know why Genesis got shit on so much. It was a lot of fun.
It was better than the two before.
Yeah, absolutely. It was the best.
Better.
The best since T2. 100. The most fun. Jason Clarke is a really, really good, underrated actor. In fact, great in the second most recent Planet of the Apes movie. So I think the idea and the fact that this is the first one James Cameron has been a part of since T2 says a lot what he must feel about the script. Getting Linda Hamilton back. She doesn't act anymore. She doesn't do anything anymore. The last thing I remember her being in was fucking Dante's Peak.
That was a while ago, dude.
It was like
that was prime Pierce Brosnan, dude.
I loved Dante's Peak. That was like in the 90s when they were just dumping out disaster movies. They're like, hey, Armageddon's coming out, but Morgan Freeman's a black president. Here's Deep Impact.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally what happened.
So you want to talk about it? I watched a really bad disaster movie.
Okay.
Probably the worst one I've ever seen.
Geostorm?
Yes.
Yeah, dude, it was so bad.
They just put it on HBO. It was
dude,
next level bad.
It's been on HBO for like 3 months because I watched it like 3 times in the last 3 months.
Dude, I watched it once, and I remember watching it and thinking to myself, the tornadoes are pretty cool. The giant fucking tsunami wave taking out Dubai or something like that.
Please do.
It was the most ridiculous fucking movie.
Well,
in that chase scene where all the lightning is fucking going nuts.
The thing with disaster movies though is they have to be ridiculous.
But
I don't want a realistic. I don't want a realistic disaster movie.
I agree with you. But what I'm saying is that like when you overplay it.
Think about like in the 90s when disaster movies were really at their peak. You had Twister.
Twister's amazing.
Probably the greatest.
Best movie ever made.
Dante's Peak, Volcano in L.A.
Volcano's great.
Volcano's so good, dude.
Yo, how great is Don Cheadle in that movie?
I have a video on my personal YouTube page, and it's a mix of Terminator 2 and Volcano. When that asshole subway guy is carrying the person out,
he jumps in the lava.
He throws them, and run! He jumps in, and I have the Terminator 2 music, and then at the end, it's thumbs up.
Volcano
is so awful that it's amazing.
I just love how
Dante's Peak is actually a decent volcano.
volcano movie.
It's not bad.
Like, because it's supposed to be like Mount St. Helens. And
listen, I love
dude,
I love
the
Armageddon.
acid lake scene.
Yeah.
Oh, Armageddon.
Yeah.
And
Armageddon,
Deep Impact. Deep Impact, I like too.
Deep Impact is
Dude,
good.
the scene
The only
in
reason why Armageddon
Yeah.
is as great as it is because of all the stars in it. Honestly, that's it.
Dude, no, the best part of that movie is Steve Buscemi. He was like, "Give me a good view of the end of the world," when he just goes crazy. But I don't know what's weird about Armageddon.
When the guy looks at him and he goes, "Whoa, why do you have a gun in space?"
Yeah, exactly. So there's a part in Armageddon that actually plays off very creepy in hindsight. It's a scene right before they leave for space, and Liv Tyler and Ben Affleck are having their romantic scene, and they do an a cappella version of Aerosmith's biggest hit. I don't want to miss a thing. Which one? No, I'm not talking about that scene. I'm talking about when it's them, like she has her shirt unbuttoned, and
he's playing with the animal crackers.
Yeah,
and
on her titties, and he's about to do
stalks its prey.
Wait, shh. He's about to do sex with Liv Tyler. All the meanwhile, her father, Steven Tyler, is singing a cappella over him jumping animal crackers on her fucking areolas. It's fucking weird. It's really weird. And then, if you ever get a chance, you need to listen to the commentary on Armageddon, the DVD.
With the whole cast?
Dude, there's this part where Ben Affleck, he goes, I asked Michael Bay, wouldn't it make more sense to train astronauts how to be drillers than have to train drillers to be astronauts? And Michael Bay said to me, "Shut the fuck up, Ben." It's fucking super funny.
When he's chasing him on the fucking oil rig with a shotgun.
Oh, dude, there's so many weird things. Michael Clark Duncan's in that movie.
Owen Wilson's in that movie. And he's a cowboy.
Yeah, he's a cowboy. He's getting away from the cops when they're trying to get he's like,
all
I'm on a horse.
All you see is helicopters and him just riding like a motherfucker across the plane. Like some serious apocalypse now.
I saw Armageddon in the theater with my grandmother when I was visiting her in Florida, and I just told her, "Oh, Bruce Willis, there's an asteroid." She's like, "Oh, we'll go see it." And we went and saw it in like Dolby, where it's like crazy sound. She couldn't hear for a week. That old bitch. She was literally like, "Daniel, that movie, it was so loud."
Come on, Harry, push the button.
Yes, Harry, push the button. Why do you have a gun in space? That line is so stupid.
Why do you have a gun in space? What?
All right, let me see what else I got for us here. We got some trailers this week. We got some good trailers. Stranger Things 3. The new trailer dropped for that on Thursday. You didn't see it yet?
No.
It's the first real trailer.
Well, because I watched
I
watched Crystal with Kenny Powers. We're still I saw the teaser trailer where it's like
this is the first
video.
Real trailer.
Yeah, where it was like the video and then like everything just turns upside down.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
we're not going to do it with full on sound right now.
No, that's fine.
You can play the sound lightly in the back.
Well, I'll end up watching it eventually.
It looks fucking fantastic.
I was surprised how much better they got from season 1 to season 2.
I know some people like season 1 more. I liked season 2 more. It was one of the few times where season 2, actually, a second season of a show just dropped today. I have to watch the OA season 2, which I'm excited to watch. It came out today, which I'm very excited for.
Wait, I missed that.
The OA. The OA was fantastic. Very weird. I heard the season's even weirder, which is what I want. I want weird. Right. And, they're getting to the point now where these kids, if they take too much time between seasons, we're watching the trailer right now. If they take too much time between seasons, they're going to be adults. They're going to have kids. They're going to have fucking C-sections.
Every single, the last two seasons, these kids have been mega stars. And then they, outside of, Wolf Finhart, whatever, the one that was in
Wolf Finhart, yeah.
He's
becoming
big.
a superstar. They're casting him in the new Ghostbusters movie
as well.
I was
going to say 11 is going to be very. She's in
the new Godzilla coming out, which also looks awesome.
The new Godzilla looks amazing.
Yeah, King of the Monsters. I am super hyped for that. But this looks, doing it with Teenage Wasteland it is not called Teenage Baba O'Reilly. It's just, you know what? The problem is most people don't know it's called Baba O'Reilly.
Yeah, and they're idiots.
I know. So I'm in the habit of saying Teenage Wasteland.
Well,
if you say Baba O'Reilly,
they don't say Baba O'Reilly once. They don't say once in the
No, they don't. Who do you think Baba O'Reilly is?
I could care less.
Probably an asshole.
But I can't remember the name of the album. Awesome.
This.
Who's next? That's it.
This is Netflix's biggest show, right?
It is.
I think they said that the most recent season of Daredevil broke the most views, beating out Stranger Things season 2. But Stranger Things season 1 and 2 are two of the best seasons of television consecutively I've ever seen for your debut show.
I don't,
without question.
I don't watch shows outside of Game of Thrones and Stranger Things as they come out.
Yeah,
honestly, that's it. Stranger Things, I'm enthralled from start to finish. Every
Yeah,
new
you
character.
were. I remember at first, like you were like a little freaked out by it because you're a little bitch with horror. And then once you watched it, you're like, all right, this is fucking great.
Well, because it's not even really that scary. It's more
Carrie Ellis is in this fucking
Plus,
season.
not to mention, like a lot of people talk shit about, oh, they're using 80s nostalgia, but it's fucking great. They don't overplay it.
I hate the whole people saying they're relying on nostalgia too much. That's been
what
happening.
the fuck is that thing?
The Demigorgon, it's bigger now.
Excuse me.
But no, people that cry about nostalgia being like relied on now.
No, it's stupid.
Okay, if you want to complain about that, don't ever tell me you're a fan of Back to the Future, because what was Back to the Future?
All nostalgia.
It came out in the 80s. It was about fucking 50s, 60s nostalgia. Media is almost always based heavily in nostalgia. Yeah. It's always been a thing because they're trying to appeal to a demographic that grew up in that time, or a demographic that, you know, likes movies now and wants to learn about the past. It's pretty simple. Fucking Indian in the Cupboard had fucking nostalgia.
You want to talk about a deep cut?
How many times?
Armory and that fucking cupboard.
How often do you get an Indian in the Cupboard
Are you
reference?
kidding me? What about that piece of shit cowboy that shot everyone?
Oh my god, that fucking cowboy was a jerk.
Shot everyone, shot the kid.
That was Owen Wilson too.
Was it really?
I'm pretty sure that was Owen Wilson.
No, it was Owen Wilson. Why do we have so many Owen Wilson references? Remember when he tried to kill himself?
Wait, no. Owen Wilson was the cowboy in.
No, I'm telling you. You're thinking of Shanghai Nights.
No. He was he was the cowboy in Night at the Museum.
Yeah.
he did the same shit. He was shooting fucking Ben Stiller.
So. Owen Wilson's every cowboy in a movie shooting someone ever.
Well, you see, Josh,
Cowboy,
I just happen to be in
Indian
every
in the
movie.
Cupboard. I doubt that is a Google search.
Yeah. Cowboy, Indian in the Cupboard. We need this.
Be.
Oh my God. Why do I remember this?
I know people that say this movie made them cry when they were a kid.
Well, no, that didn't work.
No,
but I'm saying
I liked the movie when I was young. It was pretty cool.
You want to talk about
you know what
in
I
the Cupboard?
More?
Read aloud too.
You know what I liked more? I was a big fan of Small Soldiers back in the day.
Small Soldiers
was my
badass.
shit.
Yo, Kirsten Dunst, like that's like her first real movie, or was she, no? It was Jumanji.
No, she was around even before Jumanji, dude.
Really?
Yeah, she'd been around for a long, long time. The Indian in the Cupboard trailer. No one ever asked for the trailer to Indian in the Cupboard.
Major Chip Hazard, the fucking the Gorgonites, is that their name?
That's Gorgonzola.
No, the
Gorgonites. Dude, I saw that shit in the theater when it came out.
Everything else is just a toy. Then the fucking Spice Girls.
Tommy Lee Jones was one of the voices in that.
What was the guy from Saturday Night Live that passed away? The really good one.
Phil Hartman.
Phil Hartman was in
one
that.
Of his last,
hey,
I think that was his last movie.
Is that my JVC? Spice Girls.
I could be wrong, but that was his last movie, I believe.
Phil Hartman was great.
Dude, that's fucked up with Phil Hartman. You know how he died?
Didn't his wife kill him?
His wife killed him after being given. She was sober. She was a recovering addict,
right?
And she relapsed after Andy Dick gave her cocaine.
I remember hearing about this.
So Andy Dick had this thing when people would heckle him at shows. He says, "Oh, I'm gonna put the Phil Hartman hex on you."
That's not cool.
John Lovitz once was there when he said it. John Lovitz kicked the shit out of Andy Dick.
Good, dude.
And John Lovitz is the most unassuming person
John Lovitz
ever.
rules.
I love John. John Lovitz is in this great comedy from the '90s that was making fun of that that high school ghetto movie with Michelle Pfeiffer. Dangerous Minds, was that it?
It might have been.
The one that had Gangster's Paradise was the theme song.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
It was a parody. It was called High School High. Had a young Mekhi Phifer in it.
Oh, wow.
Like early, dude. It's such a stupid, funny fucking movie. If you like John Lovitz,
Vader's fighting RoboCop and a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I saw the thing that was going viral on Twitter this week was that's fucking
not Owen Wilson. I don't know who that
That's not
is.
even remotely Owen Wilson.
I didn't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah, not even close. We're watching the Indian in the Cupboard trailer.
I was not an Indian in the Cupboard.
Yeah. Wow. I love the Owen Wilson wow they just put on things.
I will say like
Owen Wilson wow.
I will say Owen Wilson gets a lot of crap. What?
I like Luke Wilson more.
Luke Wilson's go away, Brighton.
How much does he make, Bob?
I'm coming to see.
Yeah, you got to get on Josh's mic.
So Owen Wilson averages $135,000 for every single time he says the word.
Wow.
Really?
You know who's averaging a lot more money for taking that bat every time this season? Mike Trout. $65,000 per at bat this season.
Good for him, dude. If there's someone that deserves it, it's him.
Wow, you're so dominant.
Wow.
That wasn't even a wow. He like.
I sort of got screwed on the old bedroom selection. Every room.
The haunted. That's the house on Haunted Hill. That movie.
Him and I won't honestly like he was really good in Marley and Me. Like Marley and Me's a great movie.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's a great movie because it made you want to kill yourself at the end of it. There's nothing great about the movie other than the dog dies and you want to die too.
Just because you hate everything
No,
and good
I
feelings
cried my eyes
doesn't
out.
mean
Time out.
that it's a bad fucking movie.
Bukyak, listen.
What?
No,
Go ahead,
I didn't
listen,
say it's a
listen.
bad movie.
That's what you said. You just said that.
No,
Yes, you
I said it's not a good movie. I said it's not a great. You said it's a great movie. It's not a great movie because it makes me want to kill myself. Because every time a fucking dog dies, I want to die in a fucking movie. Has anyone ever watched a movie where a dog dies and you're like happy at the end of it?
I'd say watch John
If a
Wick.
movie's about a pet, you know it's dying.
What, Pet
Correct?
Sematary?
Kinda. Old Yeller, you know it's dying.
Huh?
I want to loop around back to the cowboy
Don't
thing.
talk about
Go
that.
back
That
to the
movie's
cowboy
fucked
thing.
up.
No. I'm just saying. So this is a chronological video of every time he said "wow" in
From
a movie.
That needs to be on the
So
soundboard.
we're only on 2003, and he's already been a cowboy 4 times.
He gets Owen
Roy
Wilson gets
O'Bannon,
typecasted as a cowboy. Let's see if there's any more here.
Yo,
Just-
Roy O'Bannon and the Shanghai Kid in London.
The
Let's
Shanghai Noon was decent.
Shanghai Noon.
Nights.
Shanghai
was
Nights
not,
was
oh my God,
bad.
Starsky and Hutch was terrible.
Yeah, that was bad.
Like this is when they just put Ben Stiller in things. Like let's see if it works.
Was this like right after like Meet the Fockers or Meet the Parents?
Well,
Like
Meet
I
the
remember,
Parents
like,
was 2003, I think.
Yeah, but
so
I'm s-
yeah.
yes,
Wedding
right.
Crashers is a classic, obviously.
Can I be honest? And I don't hate the movie. I just don't care about
Oh,
Wedding
dude,
Crashers.
I
at
can
all.
still
I don't
watch
know.
Wedding Crashers and laugh.
It's
my
one of
ass
those
off.
things. I just
Dude, Bradley
could
Cooper.
care
That was
less.
where people first really figured out. What he can't be saying "wow" with the car.
No,
Wow,
Bradley Cooper
wow.
was in Wet Hot American
I
Summer
know, but,
too, right?
but that was the first time he had because Wet Hot
but
American Summer was like a cult film.
Yeah,
Wedding
yeah, right.
Crashers was massive. There
Bradley
were two-
Cooper had
I
sex with
remember
Michael
there-
Ian Black.
There were 2 big comedies that year, and it was Wedding Crashers and 40-Year-Old Virgin.
40-Year-Old
that came
Virgin,
out.
yeah.
You Mean Dupree wasn't a bad comedy. I didn't hate that entirely. He's had some like decent ones, but Luke Wilson has been in more movies like Old School and Idiocracy.
Oh,
I'll put
I
above
watched this
any
movie.
with Owen Wilson.
I watched that movie. It wasn't.
Oh,
Drillbit Taylor was terrible.
Dude, when it came out, I loved it because it was so fucking stupid. And the one kid reminded me of the kid that Josh and I went to high school with that didn't have an esophagus.
Oh.
I am not a hobbit. A kid ate cat shit.
Okay, I figured it out.
Marley and Me. Like I said, I liked Marley and Me.
He was
I
in
watched it
Marmaduke,
once.
too.
I watched Oh, he was in Marmaduke, dude.
He's the fucking dog.
He's not the dog. He's himself. Oh, Little Fockers sucked.
I didn't.
Meet the Parents, great. Meet the Fockers, okay. Little Fockers, straight ass.
I think it was
okay.
just- I
Welcome
fucking
to You
hated the
Watch
name.
Owen Wilson.
Yeah, right. Like, what are we doing here? Hall Pass.
Oh,
Terrible.
Hall Pass. Hall Pass.
Terrible.
It wasn't terrible.
I didn't like
there
it
were
at
some
all.
parts in it that made me laugh my ass off, like the fake Chow shit when when Jason Sudeikis is pretending to go down on the girl because he doesn't want to, so he just makes noises and fingers her. Fake Chow is some of the funniest shit I've ever heard. There were some parts in fucking Hall Pass that were funny as shit. I don't think it's a great comedy, but there's some parts in that are genuinely funny.
Was that like Sudeikis' like first real film?
No,
because he was doing he was doing SNL.
Yeah.
Way before that.
Midnight in Paris is really good.
Why are we talking about Owen Wilson this one?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about Owen Wilson anymore. Get rid of Owen Wilson.
I'm done, dude.
So there were some announcements or rumors more so I should say about the one of the upcoming Star Wars trilogies. And this is the one being made by Ryan Johnson has his own trilogy he's working on. The guy that directed The Last Jedi, directed Looper.
Which everyone needs to calm the fuck down. It's still a good movie.
The other trilogy that's being worked on is from the creators of Game of Thrones. The showrunners of Game of Thrones.
Okay. So
And
not George R.
By
Martin.
all accounts, it's going to take place during the Old Republic.
Good.
Which is exactly what I want. Go back thousands of years before the Star.
That is good.
No, it is. It's great.
I didn't disagree,
Dude.
I'm laughing at your reaction.
The idea they have stuff to go off.
Bring
of.
Varys to Star Wars. Bring Varys to Star Wars. That's what I'm
Listen
saying.
to me, young Jedi. I have no penis. Young Padawan.
He has his little birds scattered throughout the
little
galaxy.
they're little droids.
Little droids.
My little droids are all over the galaxy.
It's just a shitload
you
of
gotta
Ewoks.
think if you're gonna have my little Ewoks,
My little Ewoks.
Jawas. If you're gonna have anyone that if the Game of Thrones creators are doing something with Star Wars, the Old Republic is the right era of that universe to go with, I guess you could say, because it was much more ruthless back then as far as canon, I guess.
Yeah.
Because now I guess, and hopefully this means they'll remake the Old Republic games. The Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh,
I
hell
would
yeah.
hope so, dude. They're so good. Get on your phone for $9.99.
Lucasfilm's games just got reinstated.
in the whole transition with Fox and Disney, which I don't know if they owned Knights of the Old Republic, but I would
No, I don't think so.
if they rebooted Lucasfilm Games, which hasn't been around since the late 90s, early 2000s.
I'm almost positive the studio closed down a long time ago. But the thing is, the rights were never bought.
Correct,
So they're sitting in limbo.
But the fact that they're moving away from EA and going to that tells me, like, oh, we're going to take some chances here. Fuck yeah. Do that.
Well, I mean,
because the Fox-Disney merger just got completed. If
Yeah,
there's someone,
wait,
here's someone we're having a better week than.
Let's say-
The 5,000 Fox employees are getting laid off.
So did you guys see the first Fox character they put on Disney's website? Deadpool.
Deadpool?
Fuck.
Dude,
yeah,
I posted
dude.
the picture on our Instagram of Mickey Mouse as an alien because now they own Alien, Predator. Like, imagine going to fucking Disney and getting like a Xenomorph fucking walkthrough or a Predator walkthrough. Yeah. Like, make me adult Disney for Christ's sake. Let me fuck Minnie Mouse.
Well,
that's what I want to do.
No, I'm good
double
on that.
load.
No, I'm good. So I
why is that inappropriate? She's not a kid. Okay, sorry. Let me fuck Goofy. There you go. He's a dog.
Yeah, but that's better.
But what's
There's
Pluto
no dudes.
then? But what's Pluto then?
What is Pluto?
Pluto is
What
also
animal?
a dog.
Yeah, Pluto's also a
This is
dog.
turning
Oh, I see Landlord.
Hello.
Good, you came just in time. We were talking about
Disney characters.
having relations with Disney characters.
Well, no, he was, and we were deciding the difference between what makes Goofy a dog that walks on two legs and Pluto a dog that walks on
Why
four.
don't they wear pants?
Oh, you're talking about that Pluto.
Not the planet.
Not the planet.
No. I think we're talking about the Pluto
pizza.
from the Goofy movies, like
No.
Pluto's Goofy's fucking neighbor.
No. I'm talking about like his actual. His like actual.
dick?
What? I don't know if you're gonna be able to get in your car. I parked really close to you. You parked like a dick, and then I parked like a dick.
I tried to park super close. I apologize.
You're gonna have to go through your
I'll figure it out.
He's gonna break his axle doing that.
Oh, fat joke. Oh, real original.
No, not fat,
Fucktard.
just wide.
Okay.
I like that you can fit in the pretty moderately sized spot to get in.
I fucked up.
Yeah,
I'll admit it.
Were you mad when you pulled in?
Yeah.
She was pissed. Want me to beat him up?
Ran in.
Want me to beat him up?
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna fuck your
I
ass.
apologize. Ask
Okay,
nicely
so
once,
let's
please.
play the
Jesus.
Florida Man game, Josh.
Okay.
All right, let's go. I'll go first. Florida Man, January 13th. We're gonna play this and get everyone's birthday in the room.
All right, so
Florida Man, January 13th. My top headline. Okay, click the headline first.
I already love it.
This is good. Florida Man threatens to kill neighbors with machete named Kindness. Okay.
All right,
Taylor, birthday.
November 8th.
Florida Man, November 8th.
I can't
You could
wait.
read yours.
Florida man attacked by a crazy squirrel gone nuts, and it was raised by a neighbor.
Get it? Gone nuts. Josh? Let's see.
Okay, let's see what you got.
Natalie's is just going to be Pearl Harbor. Sorry. I had to. Let's see. Florida Man, September 2nd. Why is yours the only one that doesn't work,
yeah,
Josh?
it just seems
here,
like...
this one. There. Florida Man. There you go. Up. There, read that one, Josh.
Take your time.
Florida Man, fuck you. Florida Man wrecks liquor store, blames it on Caterpillar.
This little caterpillar. All right, Quas, what's your birthday? June 15th.
The caterpillar rolls up.
Watch
with
out.
a machete named Kindness.
Here we go. This is for Stephen Quas. Florida man chugged can of beer during DUI stop. Dr. Bob Roberts, what's your birthday?
April 10th.
April 10th.
Ooh.
Okay.
What do you got?
Let's see. We got to find the story first because everything comes up as the Florida Man challenge.
Florida man defiles washing machine at Soapy's Coin laundromat. Cops report.
Landlord, December 1st. Defiles washing machine. All right, there. Whoa! Florida man offered to pay officer with hamburger for oral sex.
I'd rather the opposite.
Wife 2. You should know her birthday.
I would hope so.
Let's see. Let's see. Good one. Man killed, woman injured in Overtown shooting. Yours gets really dark. Okay. You don't have a real Florida man story.
Wait, well, no, it's right here. Florida man drops stolen TV from getaway scooter.
Was it like a Vespa scooter or a Razor scooter?
What is it called in Grand Theft Auto? The Faggio?
Faggio.
So, I saw a great Florida man story that we were discussing last night. Some guy stole $40,000 worth of like coins from other countries. He brought them to a coin star and dumped them in. He got $30 back.
Like, did you not look up the exchange rate on said coins? Stupid.
Well, it only recognized them as quarters, nickel, dime, penny.
So not enough. So what does 40 grand in foreign currency look like in coins compared to what the amount of coins would be here? Only like that's like the size of it.
In Canada, it'd be a lot of loonies and toonies, eh?
Shut up.
What's 40 grand in Macedonia dollars?
You need a fucking Garda truck to haul that. Dude,
Garda,
that's so much
shut
fucking
up.
truck.
Oh my god.
Shit. That's
so
fucking
stupid. So fucking dumb.
Josh, I got something else for you. Did you guys hear about this?
No.
There was a proposed sequel to Forrest Gump that the guy that wrote the original. Listen, let me read the script to you. So the guy that wrote the script to the original, you got to remember, Forrest Gump was based on a book. Most people don't know that. The book is way different. So the writer, here you go. There you go. Click that one.
The Wikipedia one?
No, down one. There you go. So he talked about how he wrote a script and he finished it on September 10th, 2001. He was like, there's no point in submitting it because this sequel not only had Tom Hanks as Forrest Gump in the backseat of O.J. Simpson's white Bronco, it also had him sitting on a bench outside of the Oklahoma City building.
Oh, my God.
They were going to go that route. I'm like, all right, that's a little soon. Doing like JFK and John Lennon getting killed is one thing. There was like 30, 40 years between them. Forrest Gump came out, 99?
Yeah, something
and
like that.
he wrote the script in 2001. The Oklahoma City bombing was like 5 years old.
What was the date?
What?
September 10th?
2001. And he said after 9/11 there was no reason to submit it. It would have been weird if they like had a plan like he's going to be at a building getting exploded, but they had the sequel would have begun with his little boy having AIDS and people wouldn't go to class with him in Florida. We actually had a funny sequence where they were busing in Florida at the same time that people were angry about either the busing or the kids having to go to school with the kid that have AIDS. So it was a big conflict.
I would love to know how funny that sequence is.
Yeah,
how funny is
AIDS
that?
Can
really?
always be funny, obviously. So we said, it's really funny. The little boy with AIDS is going to school. What were you thinking? Why did you even tell anyone you wrote this?
That's
do you think the Oklahoma City bombing? What are some other good scenarios that happened between then and Forrest Gump that you could put him in? There's got to put him in the Challenger disaster. He was supposed to be the person in there instead of the teacher.
He somehow finds his way on the dream team.
No, instead of Newman in Space Jam, it's him.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's Bill Murray instead of that.
Why would they think they didn't really put him in any disasters in the first movie? They put him in Vietnam, correct? And they mentioned JFK getting killed and Reagan getting shot at and Lennon getting killed.
Lennon, yeah.
But to put all of a sudden he's sitting on a bench waiting for the bus at the Oklahoma City bombing.
Jesus.
If you really think about that, think about the timeline, right? So he's met JFK.
Yeah.
He was in Vietnam.
He met Reagan.
And now
he met Lyndon B. Johnson.
LBJ.
And now he's going to be in current situations.
He also is Forrest Gump sabotaged Nixon at Watergate in the movie. So now he's going to be in current times. You can go with some really weird shit here. You can go with the India tsunami. You could go with the Japanese tsunami. There's a million things you can do. Fucking send little Forrest to fucking Columbine.
Haiti.
That's where this guy was going. Clearly, he went with some dark shit.
Yeah.
So I what else could you really put him in here?
Haiti.
I mean, what? Darfur. He's working with Coney.
Stop Coney 2012.
Coney Gump 2012.
That's great.
Like, why could he think this was a good idea? I mean, Forrest Gump is my favorite movie ever. It's a cornball pick, but it's my favorite movie. I'm an asshole, and I cry at it every time. But I didn't need this. I read the fucking book too. In the book, he becomes an astronaut for Christ's sake. So the Challenger disaster isn't that much of a stretch. Little Forrest with AIDS, Forrest with AIDS sitting at the base while Forrest is going off to take for the moon.
Well,
and he just fucking blows up.
I mean, technically, Forrest did go in space. He was there with Bill Paxton and fucking Gary Sinise.
That was Apollo 13.
Yeah, same thing.
And Gary Sinise couldn't go because because he was sick, and that's why Bill Paxton took his place.
Who was the other guy? There was three of them: Bill Paxton, Tom Hanks, and who was the third one?
No one cared about him because he's not Bill Paxton or Tom Hanks.
That's very true.
No one's Bill Paxton.
No
Who the
one's
fuck
ever
is Bill
Bill
Paxton?
Paxton?
Back to Twister.
Always, every time.
Okay, let me see. Did I have anything else
Or
here?
Frailty. Oh shit.
Story wise. So we did the Owen Hart funeral program. We did the mob boss killing. We did Terminator 6. We did J.K. Rowling sucks. Star Wars, Game of Thrones, Stranger Things 3. Oh, other trailer. The next Tarantino flick, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Can I just say, people need to calm the fuck down because the poster looks like shit.
What
is
did poster? Honestly, I didn't even see the poster. I only saw the trailer.
It's literally, all it is just
pull up the poster, Josh.
Brad Pitt and Leo, and it says Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's
so they're
all
mad
it is.
that it's not giving away what happens in the movie?
Dan, when I tell you, everyone is like, this poster looks like shit. We've been waiting for this trailer forever. Look at it. It's literally just, that's it. And people are pissed about that. Who gives a fuck, dude?
It's Leo and Brad. Like, who cares? The trailer's cool.
Sold.
Dude,
I didn't see it yet, but sold me
you
right
didn't
there.
So the trailer has Bruce Lee in it. A guy playing Bruce Lee.
Oh, okay.
So I hope this becomes revisionist history like Inglourious Bastards, how they killed Hitler.
Right.
Let Bruce Lee kill Charles Manson. That'll be the funniest shit
That'd be funny.
ever.
Yeah.
If he does that, like hits him with a fucking crane kick and kills him, saves Sharon Tate, that would be awesome. I really hope Tarantino bounces back because I have not been thrilled with his recent work. Did not like Hateful Eight very much.
Overrated.
Django, I liked until the last half hour, and then it completely shits the bed and becomes a shoot 'em up instead of a spaghetti western.
Still like it.
I don't hate it. It's one of his weakest entries. It could have been one of his best if that last 30 minutes wasn't just fucking goofy. I love Inglourious Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards is great.
Death Proof is horrendous. His worst movie by far.
That was a double feature with
Yeah,
Robert Rodriguez.
with Planet Terror, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Kill Bill, I love. So he hasn't had a great movie since Inglourious Bastards, and he says he's only going to do 10 movies. I think because I don't believe him because Tarantino's an asshole and he loves feet and he's a fucking weirdo. So I hope he does one more after this, and I hope this makes it great. The cast is so good. And the trailer, he has the time period set perfectly in the 60s. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And how can you go wrong with Leo and Brad Pitt?
I think it's going to be a great
and Margot Robbie's awesome too. And I mean to cast someone to play Sharon Tate, you fucking knocked it out of the park.
Have Leo and Tarantino ever collaborated before? Or this is the first time.
Did we not just talk about Django Unchained?
I just completely forgot. I apologize.
He was the best part of Django as Calvin Candy by far.
Actually, now that you mention that, he has one of the coolest scenes. Like he only actually cuts his fucking
with
character.
the skull. Yeah, it's fantastic. So I really would like to see Tarantino bounce back. I mean, Inglourious Bastards might be my favorite of his movies.
Reservoir Dogs.
It's between that, Reservoir Dogs. I go back and forth all the time because it's so hard for me to say Pulp Fiction's not his best movie.
I just love
the
Michael...
wine is in the fridge. The wine is in the fridge.
I just love Michael Madsen in Reservoir Dogs when he's dancing to that song, cutting the dude's ear off.
Oh, it's fantastic. Stuck in the Middle. It's one of the best scenes ever.
Why am I Mr. Pink?
Dude, Jackie Brown is his most underrated movie by
Jackie Brown's
far.
great.
Samuel Jackson should have won an Oscar for Jackie Brown. He's amazing in it. So I hope he bounces back. All right, so we're about an hour and 40 in. Before we do our last word, I wanted to talk a little MLB because MLB season has started the last 2 days. I was the jerk off that woke up at 5:30 to watch the games in Japan the 2 days to see Ichiro's last 2 games.
Okay.
Because I'm a scumbag. And it was cool to see Ichiro go out like that in Tokyo.
I mean,
to see that many people, the Tokyo Dome was fucking packed, sold out, and all of them were crying when he took his step off the field.
Is he the best Japanese baseball player?
It's not even close. It's not even close.
Like
they said that his star, like the level of star he is in Japan, is if you took the most famous actor in Hollywood, the biggest music star in America, and whoever the biggest celebrity in general is, and combine them into one. That's Ichiro in Japan. That's how big baseball is in Japan.
Makes sense, dude. Honestly, does.
He's one of the greatest hitters I've ever seen. The truth is, he is the last player of my youth left, I think. I can't think of anyone else.
Albert Pujols still
I
playing.
mean, Pujols, but he came up, not my true youth. You got to think, Ichiro came up when I was 11 years old.
Okay, that's
and
right.
Pujols really became a thing, and I think 04, 05 is when he really came on the scene.
When he became like the hitting machine.
I was a teenager. 03. Maybe Pujols is the last one. That might be fair to say. But Pujols didn't become a perennial MVP until 05, 06. He wasn't the best player in the league. Ichiro came in the league and he broke the single season hit record. Like,
well, he had 10 straight. I mean, obviously, what's his name? John Rocker actually mentioned it, that Pete Rose has 21 consecutive seasons of 200 hits, and Ichiro's the only other person with 10 consecutive seasons with 200 hits.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
that's
Ichiro.
pretty cool.
This is how good Ichiro was. The last 7 seasons, he's batted under 300. His career batting average is 311 still, despite that.
That's pretty ridiculous.
He hasn't hit 300 in 7 seasons.
I mean,
that's how good of a hitter
I mean,
he
like,
was.
who else did he play for at the end of his career? I know he played for the Yankees and the Marlins were the last two I could think of.
Yankees, Marlins, I think
there's another.
Well, he went back to the Mariners.
Then he went back to the Mariners?
Yeah, I think that was it.
I remember he was playing right field for the Yankees for a while.
Just a special player. Probably the best pure hitter I've ever seen. There's been guys that were better overall hitters: Miguel Cabrera, Manny Ramirez, Alex Rodriguez, but pure hitter. The way he got out of the box on a hit, he swung and he was already fucking 3 steps down the line. And he was a ridiculous outfielder, a great stealer, great arm in the outfield.
I very vividly remember him robbing a home run, but he ran up the wall.
Oh, he was ridiculous. I mean,
he had really underrated power too.
If he wanted to, what's crazy is they said that he only had 2 multi-home run games. And you and I were at both of them at Yankee Stadium, which was crazy. The first one was at Yankee Stadium, and the next season he did it again against the Yankees. Before it was
no.
One time was against the Yankees, the other time was with the Yankees. Yeah, you're right.
That's pretty cool.
So it was really cool to see him go out like that. So I just wanted to go over some basic predictions for MLB season.
Please.
If that's cool.
I'm in.
First off, for divisions, I got the Phillies winning the NL East.
Fair.
I got the Cardinals winning the NL Central.
Fair.
And I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to take the Rockies in the NL West to win. I think this is their year. I think the Dodgers took a step back. I think the Giants took a step back. Diamondbacks took a huge step back. In the AL, I got the Yankees winning the AL East. I'm telling you, the Yankees are going to win the AL East. I am going to go out on a limb and take the Minnesota Twins to win the AL Central. I think the Indians are going to take a big step back. I think it's going to be Terry Francona's last year managing. And in the AL West, it's very hard to pick against the Astros still. They just signed Alex Bregman to an extension.
And they're talking Verlander extension. He's going to be next.
Yes, which would be smart in his last couple of years, give him like 3 years. Mm-hmm. As far as NL MVP, I'm going to go with the newest St. Louis Cardinal, Paul Goldschmidt, who they just signed to an extension.
They just lost him from Arizona.
They traded for him from Arizona, correct.
Right.
You spoke like an asshole.
You speak like an asshole.
My NL Cy Young winner, I'm going to go with the homeboy pick and pick Noah Syndergaard as the Mets get back-to-back Cy Young winners. Yes, I think it's going to be his year. I think he knows not to rely on his two-seamer as much as he did last year. As long as he stays healthy, I think he's going to have a dominant season.
Showed flashes last year outside of the injuries, man.
My
He's there.
AL MVP is Mr. Aaron Judge from the New York Yankees. I think as long as he's healthy, I think he's going to bat about 315. I think he's going to have 50 home runs, 125 RBIs. He's
going to have a big season.
I think as long as he's healthy, he's going to have a huge season. My AL Cy Young is going to go with, unfortunately, the rival of the New York Yankees, Chris Sale.
That's fair.
I mean,
how could you bet against him?
You see no argument from me, honestly.
So what about you? What are some of your picks? And my World Series pick, by the way, it's going to be the St. Louis Cardinals against the New York Yankees.
Really? You put the Yankees?
Yes.
I mean,
I have a hard time believing it. I want to see it.
Right.
So no one can ever say I'm fucking biased against the Yankees. I get that shit all the time. How am I biased against the fucking Yankees? Because I fucking don't cock guzzle every fucking move they make.
All right, calm down. I don't see how the Red Sox don't get back there. At least I think the Red Sox are still too good. Outside of them, they're not bringing back Craig Kimbrell, correct?
He's still a free agent technically.
They're probably not going to bring him back.
Henry
anyway.
Mejia, baby.
Well, especially for the amount of money that he wants, that's not going to happen. But I think the Red Sox are just going to run the table again. I think they're still that good.
Biggest, if I can,
JD Martinez and Mookie Betts.
If a discussion we could have just quick. It is so hard in this league to repeat. I mean, what was the last time a team got back to back-to-back World Series? Was the Phillies. 08 and then 09 they lost to the Yankees.
No, the Dodgers just went to 2 straight.
But I'm talking winning and then getting back. I'm talking winning and getting back. It doesn't happen. The last team to win back-to-back World Series was the Yankees, was it not?
It was.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah, the Phillies lost because the Phillies signed Cliff Lee that offseason as opposed to him going back to the Yankees.
Historically, the teams that win the World Series don't even make the playoffs next year, and the team that lost the World Series doesn't make it either.
Right.
Which is crazy. I still think the Red Sox are going to win a wild card. I didn't even do my wild card picks, which NL I think I had Braves and Brewers.
Right.
Were my NL wild card
Fair
picks,
enough.
and AL was Red Sox and Indians.
Cool. Now I don't know. I'm still relatively new to baseball. I know more about.
I don't
the
think
Mets
you're new
than
to it.
anything
You're
else.
just following it now.
No, as far as like
I just figured out baseball a week ago. Have you seen my baseball? There's something about Mary. Have you seen my wiener?
But anyway, no, that's I just.
So
all I care
okay,
about
let me
is the
ask you,
Mets.
who's your NL MVP?
Brewers in the NL.
Yes.
Christian Yelich.
Again, back to back. Okay.
He's that good.
NL Cy Young.
NL Cy Young.
Just go with the homer pick. You're a Mets fan now. It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
we have the
I'm-
pitchers where you can defend it.
Should I be a dark horse and say Zach Wheeler?
That's not a bad dude. That's a good
could.
dark horse pick. He was
could.
dude in his
If
last
he
12
pitches
starts
as well as he did at the end of the last season.
His last 12 starts last season, he had a 1.12 ERA, better
awesome.
than Jacob deGrom's.
Yeah.
So and it's not like it was 4 starts; it was 12 starts. That's
Right.
that's a quarter of a season for a starting pitcher.
Yeah, that's good, especially for
okay,
someone at
so
the bottom of the rotation.
AL MVP.
AL MVP. Who else?
I mean, the safe pick is always Mike Trout.
Well-
He was the one I was going to go with, but I think Aaron
Didn't-
Judge, if he's healthy.
Who? JD Martinez. No, Mookie Betts won last
Yes.
year. So I mean, I think it's going to be JD Martinez. I think JD Martinez was going to win.
It's
I'm
very
surprised
hard for him
Mookie
to
won.
win as a DH.
I know, but it's just
Yeah.
he was so
Yeah.
fucking good. And
Oh, yeah, I thought he
dominant
should have
last
won it,
year.
too.
You know what I mean? But
And your AL Cy Young.
AL Cy Young.
Go with Verlander, Astros.
I want to go Verlander, but
I want Verlander to win it, even though I picked Chris Sale, just because he's already probably a Hall of Famer, but win another Cy Young, he's a surefire Hall of Famer.
I'm gonna say it, and I'm really gonna piss you off, but I'm gonna make Josh a little happy. But when he comes back, I think Luis Severino.
He can't win a Cy Young missing a month of the season. He can't unless his ERA is 1.2. He cannot win a Cy Young missing.
Watch.
He doesn't have the innings to do it. If he
doesn't
doesn't
have-
hit 200 innings, he's not winning the Cy
He's
Young.
not going to have the innings, and even if he does,
he burns out.
Falters down the stretch, dude. He really does.
There's certain pitchers
You know,
you
I
can-
need to see that
Yes.
go away before I can say he's an
All
ace.
right, then Josh, let's just
No, I
segue
agree.
into
I'm
it.
just-
Give me some of your picks.
I'm just giving you more dark horses.
Okay, so for I agree with you on AL MVP. I think that this is the year that Judge really breaks out.
Yeah.
I mean,
He
how
could
can
have
you
won
say
it
he
2
breaks
years
out?
ago when he
could've.
won Rookie of the Year. He could have won it very easily.
But I think staying healthy, getting back to form. The second year with Giancarlo
Slinging
in
that
the
big
lineup,
old cock on the fucking mound. Yeah,
you know,
hell yeah.
There's nothing but upside for him. You know, he's
Absolutely.
He's crazy good.
He's
If
got
you
the
told
right
me-
attitude
if
and
you told
mindset
me-
for New
If you
York.
told me 5 years ago, before they were both up, if you told me 5 years ago that Aaron Judge was going to be the superstar and Gary Sanchez was going to be the question mark, I would have never believed.
All they said about Aaron Judge when he was first coming up is like, oh, a lot of power, but he can't hit enough. They said that his swing was too wild, that it was an uppercut swing, that he was too big, that his strike zone was too wide. He's too damn talented, and his attitude is perfect.
Yeah.
I would kill to have a player with that mindset every single day in and out.
And he's become a student of the game. You know, he's always
100%.
watching tape. He's always watching film, always looking at it, always training. And
Slinging that cock.
And one thing I really liked, he talked about a couple of weeks ago. He goes, "Hey, you know, people can say whatever they want about me not entering in the home run derby again. I don't care about whatever the prize is. The thing I care about is staying healthy and helping the team win."
Yeah,
And
I mean, his
you need
attitude
that.
is phenomenal. So I think picking him as the AL MVP. When's the last time the Yankees had an MVP?
Did A-Rod win the MVP?
Yeah, it had to be A-Rod. He won it in 2008, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
2008, because 2009 was a year after he admitted to being in the steroid report, and he missed the first 2 months of the season. He won it in 2008.
Yeah.
So A-Rod was your last MVP.
Yeah.
It sounds weird to say, but the Yankees need an MVP every 10 years. It's just like baseball history. Don Mattingly won an MVP, correct?
Yeah.
It's just supposed to happen. I'm a Mets fan, and I'm like, oh, the Yankees haven't won an MVP or a World Series. This is weird. Like, I'm used to it at this point.
Now, let me ask you, what's the timetable on Didi coming back? Because I feel like that's a great player.
July or August, I think.
Really that far out?
It's
Well, no,
Tommy
like-
John, dude.
He did have Tommy John.
It's Tommy
Okay.
John, and I've been a Didi. I wanted the Mets to trade for Didi from the Diamondbacks before the Yankees did it, and this was before he didn't hit this well in Arizona. He never did. He flashed. He had some power, but defensively he was spectacular. I was saying forever, Josh, you know, I was saying trade for Didi, trade for Didi, trade for Didi. The Yankees got him. I was like, they got a fucking good player.
Yeah.
I didn't think they get a player as good as he became in New York. And to step into the position of shortstop on the New York Yankees after Derek Jeter and to be that good to the point where he played better in his first few seasons with the Yankees than Jeter did his last few with the Yankees. And it made them it's usually filling a position like that, like stepping into the shoes of Derek Jeter, it's very difficult to do in any sport. Replacing John Elway, you guys have been trying to do it forever. Replacing Dan Marino, we've been trying to do it forever. The only
we
time
did for 3 seasons.
Yeah, exactly. But you're replacing with Peyton Manning, who wasn't even your own guy.
Nope.
It's one of those things. I mean, the 49ers have been trying to replace Steve Young for how long? And the Bulls have been trying to replace Michael Jordan. The Cavs are trying to replace LeBron James.
For the second time.
To replace a guy like... It's not to say that he's as good as Derek Jeter, but he hasn't made the loss of Derek Jeter hurt.
If you look at it from a couple of different standpoints, so like you said, he came in, he played better his first couple of years than Jeter played his last couple of years.
Absolutely.
Jeter was the captain.
Better shortstop, but defensively, 1,000%.
Think about it this way. Jeter was the captain. Didi has been the heart and soul of this team.
And Jeter has
for the last
herpes.
3 years.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
You didn't know that?
Yeah, Jeets.
Jeets has herpes. Do you know about the Jeets story?
Yeah, where he would
No,
bang.
Jeter, the rumor is Jeter has the herp. His you could make a starting lineup with the celebrities that he's pounded out. It's not even, dude. Look up Derek Jeter dating starting lineup. I'm not even kidding. If you look at some of the celebrities, you're gonna just get an erection. You're gonna be like, oh, dating starting lineup. Some of these holes he pounded out are.
Oh my God.
That was rude. Okay, yeah. Look, I wasn't kidding. There's an image about it.
Are you serious?
Apparently, he gave Jessica Alba herpes. Okay, so I'm gonna do this what's his name that used to Howard Cosell. Behind catcher.
Do it like Harry Carey,
we got Minka Kelly at catcher.
Oh my
at
God.
DH we got Tyra Banks. At pitcher,
really?
Hannah Davis. At third base, Vanessa Manello. At shortstop, Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow herself. At second base, he's Eskimo Brothers with Adriana Lima. With Matt Harvey, excuse me, my apologies. Down goes Jeter. Down goes Jeter.
Oh my God.
At first base is Jordana Brewster. In left field is none other than that diva whole Mariah Carey. In center field is Jessica Alba. And in right field is none other than Jessica Biel. What a lineup. That's who he dated.
Damn. I guess you're Derek Jeter.
Yeah, dude. Like, that's impressive. Like, dude, you got to respect. No, you got to throw respect. That's all that is.
Put some
Hashtag
respect on my name.
Hashtag respect to herpes.
Put some respect on
So
my
the
name.
rumor is that Jeter has herpes. He gave it to Jessica Alba.
Sure.
Her career hasn't been the same since she dated him. Facts. How often do you see her in movies anymore?
I don't.
Because he gave her herpes and the Harvey Weinstein thing, she couldn't pound out some flesh with anyone in Hollywood anymore.
Wow, okay.
So, Josh, back to your predictions. And AL MVP is Aaron Judge. Go.
AL Cy Young, going to go with Justin Verlander. NL MVP, I'm going to be a heel, and I'm going to say that fucking asshole. Shit,
There's
now
a few
I'm
of
forgetting
those.
his name.
Oh, what team?
The fuckboy from the Phillies.
Oh, Bryce Harper?
Bryce Harper.
His second MVP. I'm telling you, a dark horse candidate this year. I think he's going to have a huge year, and this is not just a homer pick, but he was unbelievable in the second half last year. It's Michael Conforto. He was unbelievable in the second half last year. His numbers were better than Bryce Harper's in the second half, and I think it just took him a long time to recover from that shoulder injury. But he's looked so good in the spring.
Did you see that home run he hit yesterday?
He's hit monster shots.
Holy shit.
By the way, my rookie of the year pick is 1,000% Pete Alonso.
Yep.
But go on. Who's your Cy Young?
NL Cy Young, I am going to pick a back-to-back Cy Young for Jacob deGrom.
Good for you, boy. That's a nice pick. I think if anyone can do it, it's Jacob deGrom. He's got the moxie for it. So
You just
yeah,
keep
absolutely.
going, dude. Like I think it was Mickey said in early spring training is like, take it like just pitch, get through the inning, like just work on your stuff. And Jake's out there throwing fucking 997.
Absolutely.
And
same thing with
what?
Noah.
The man has got money to earn. He's already earned it.
Yeah, I think the extension's going to get done this week.
I think so.
I think
too.
by Thursday the extension's done. It's going to be a little tougher now that Chris Sale just got his extension, but work out the same deal that Chris Sale just got. He's been better than Chris Sale because he's been healthier than Chris Sale. So just give him what Chris Sale just got 5 years, $150 million.
Something like
give him
that,
the same shit. Give him 6 years, $170 million. That's what I want.
Makes sense.
If they don't re-sign Jacob deGrom before next season starts, because I am not freaking out if they don't re-sign him before this season starts.
I'm not jumping to conclusions like everyone else is.
No. I think that Brody Van Wagenen has the right idea. I mean, the fact that he's been so player friendly so far, the mindset is much different of this Mets team. I still worry because it's still the fucking Wilpons, and they'll probably fall into another Ponzi scheme, and they'll fucking, instead of a Tom Seaver statue, we'll get a fucking Tom Seaver fucking plaque on the wall. It's just a fucking 4-pixel picture of him on it. But that's how these jerk offs work. So yeah, let's get into the last word. I want to go last because I actually need Josh to take some video of it because I have a lot to say.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, that's what I like to hear.
So I guess then we'll start with Josh then.
You're going to do it on your phone, Josh?
I am.
Okay.
Cool. We'll start with you for the last word then, huh?
All right. So my last word for the week is...
Gay.
Okay.
Boo. Lame.
Yeah, car crash.
I wasn't ready, but I'm ready now.
Okay. Stalling.
I've seen a lot of
Jews.
Jews dicks. Fuck you guys. You know what?
Jewish dicks.
You know what? Okay, you know what? Fuck you, Taylor.
Why? Why?
Because your team has not had. I'm bringing up anger now because everyone's making fun of me.
Go ahead.
All right, listen. Your team has not had anything but close to a passable quarterback not named Peyton Manning.
Okay.
Since John Elway retired.
Oh, I know where he's going with this.
Fuck you and all your fucking Matt Ryan hate, you piece of shit. He's a fucking Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. Look at his stats since he's been in the
buddy
league. There
Jeff
are
is gonna hate this.
There are two quarterbacks
Sorry,
better
Jeff.
than Matt Ryan since Matt Ryan came in the league, and their names are fucking Tom Brady and fucking Aaron Rodgers. Go fuck yourself, you piece of shit.
Where's that?
Oh!
Where's that ring, pal? Where's
Listen,
that
if
ring?
it wasn't for your Peyton Manning
28-3.
fucking rental, you wouldn't have one either.
Peyton Manning rental. He was there for 3 years. What are you talking about?
You have a 3-year rental.
That's not a rental.
Yes,
Sure
it
it
is.
That was at the end of his career. What do you mean? It doesn't
Exactly.
matter. He was arguably. Oh, you're pissing me off now, dude. What?
Well, I want to ask about the Matt Ryan hate. Why?
Why not?
Why though? Matt Ryan's been the he's.
I
he's
really
the
don't
last of
hate
it.
him. I just like pissing him off.
Well, do you think
I
Peyton
like pissing
Manning?
you
Do you think
off.
Peyton
It works.
Manning would have blown a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl?
No, he got blown out before halftime.
Oh, now 40-6.
40-6.
Yeah. How did Peyton Manning? So Peyton Manning, what's his record in the Super Bowl?
2-2
Okay, and what were one of those losses with which team?
to the Seahawks, and then the other one was to the Saints.
Okay, and what happened in the Seahawks?
Oh, you mean
loss?
the first play when it was a safety when he snapped the ball over his head,
Yeah.
or the part where Percy Harvin ran the
You
second
threatened,
half.
dude. I remember this.
I almost
day.
broke my
You said
fucking TV,
you
dude.
said to Colucci that if he doesn't shut the fuck up, you're gonna punch his nose hairs off.
I would have too.
That was,
I was so fucking pissed, and then like you were taking a
Oh, dude,
video or like fucking with my phone and shit.
Oh, dude, we filled up your entire phone.
Your mom
memory.
yelled at me, told me to stop yelling, but she yelled at me to
He
stop
went
yelling.
outside. He's like, I can't watch this. I gotta go have a cigarette. He left his phone
I
there.
come back downstairs and Growhow looks at me and goes, "It's fine, dude. They'll be back." There goes Percy Harvin for
No, I
103
said that.
yards.
I was like, dude, it's the second
You're the
half.
fucking kiss of death. The last thing Dan says to me before he leaves my house, don't worry, dude. They're up 28-3. They're gonna fucking win. All right, yeah, dude. Great. Awesome. Fuck me.
Dude, Josh, you don't know
wait.
this, but I still have all the videos that I took and Ralph took during that Super Bowl that I'm just waiting to drop a fucking atom bomb of you watching you go, oh my god, pick six of Tom Brady, first one ever in the playoffs. Oh my god,
not say that.
Oh, yes, you did.
you did.
Yes, you did. No, Ralph said it. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Oh my god, they're up 28-3. I say, Josh, they're not going to lose. They're up 28-3. And then I'm driving back with Taylor, and I'm like, then we hear, oh, the Patriots scored. Okay. We saw Lady Gaga's performance. We left.
Lady Gaga.
And then I'm thinking, like, as the Patriots are within 2 scores, I'm like, oh, I really jinxed this motherfucker, didn't I? Dude, I'm absolutely the kiss of death. Ask my dad.
Also, in case you forgot, one of those Broncos Super Bowl victories are over the Atlanta Falcons Eat shit.
Yeah, but you were like 6.
I was older than that.
Were you?
Yeah, it was 1999, stupid.
What year were you born?
1991, I was 7.
Oh, excuse me, you cunt.
I said I was
Funny
older.
thing about that, so my Falcons fandom is born out of hatred for the Broncos.
Oh, good. Yeah, well, my
I
Broncos fandom is born out of my hatred for the Falcons.
One thing we can agree on is that John Elway is a terrible executive.
Yeah.
And he's
No.
a terrible evaluator of quarterback talent.
I will agree with you there. Not a terrible
I
executive.
told you this years ago, and you disagree with me. I was like, dude, you can't get hyped up that he signed Peyton Manning.
Why?
Fucking Stephen Hawking could have signed Peyton Manning. Fucking wipe his ass. Fucking doesn't take any talent to sign Peyton Manning.
Could you sign Peyton Manning?
I could have.
ESPN can't send
if I
Peyton Manning
had
for Monday Night Football.
$50 million,
Apparently, no one could fucking do it.
Peyton Manning, here, I need you to just press things on a soundboard and show up on time. That's it. If I had $50
Right, yeah,
million
press things on a soundboard and throw 55 fucking touchdowns. Right, yeah.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry that he had Demaryius Thomas. Excuse me that he had this unbelievable offense.
How did Julius Thomas do it for you,
What does
asshole?
that have to do with John Elway?
What are you talking about? You said anyone could sign Peyton Manning.
No, I'm saying if you have $50 million to spend, fucking, it's easy to sign Peyton Manning. It takes no talent evaluation.
And what?
Because
And Aqib Talib.
talent evaluation is a
And
bad-
DeMarcus Ware all in the same offseason?
Did he draft Aqib Talib? Did he draft DeMarcus Ware?
That doesn't mean just because you.
I said his talent evaluation. You absolute shitfuck.
Look at his last fucking draft class. Cortland Sutton, Deshaun Hamilton, Philip fucking Lindsay.
So his first good draft in how many years of running the
It
draft?
doesn't matter. You have 7 fucking draft picks that are all starting on the team. Josie Jewell.
For now.
What do you mean for now?
Until he can't re-sign them in 3 years.
It goes the same for every fucking team. Why is it different with this one?
Because John Elway's a fucking horse-tooth cunt.
When was the last time the fucking Dolphins won a goddamn Super Bowl?
I'm not talking about the Dolphins.
1972.
I'm not.
So shut the fuck up.
First off,
you Don Shula cocksucker. Fuck you.
First
Bob
off,
Greasy cock. Fuck you.
First off, if you're
Mark
gonna,
Ingram's dad was in jail. Fuck you.
John Elway looks like Jeff Daniels.
Yes, he does.
First
I'll
off,
give him that.
if you're gonna shit talk, get the year right. The Dolphins last one.
What?
Super Bowl.
What? 1970? What?
73.
Oh, good. So you mean so what? 4 years?
Tell me.
4 years after Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, and Jim Morrison
who was
were
the
all
run-
dead.
How was what was the run? Monte Ball. How was he?
Oh, it was great.
How was
From
Roshan
University of
Moreno for you
Wisconsin.
guys?
Did you ever buy that Brock to the Future shirt?
Yes, I did.
He was all about Brock fucking Osweiler. He
I
was all
was.
about Trevor Simeon. He was all about Paxton Lynch.
Trevor Simeon had a
And
good
not
season.
Not just Taylor. No, he had an okay season. What's a good season? No, you're talking good season by fantasy standards because you still play that bullshit.
No, I really
and it
don't.
doesn't count.
And I told you
fantasy
why I
football
don't anymore.
is faux football. It's fake. It's fake. John Elway
I bet
is
games.
a
I don't
dog-
play fantasy no more, dickhead.
John Elway is a dog shit talent evaluator, and it's not just him. Most great players
They
that
can't do
become
it.
executives and coaches are terrible
Well,
at it.
I mean, look no further than Matt Millen. Amazing player, can't put the Tigers, put the Lions right into the fucking ground.
Ted Williams is arguably the greatest hitter of all time, and he's one of the all-time terrible
No,
baseball
I
managers.
agree that players can't translate well to the front office
because it came
sometimes.
so easy to them. John Elway was amazing as
Okay,
a quarterback.
well,
it was just him.
look at Derek Jeter too in the Marlins. He
Well,
had a fire
I
sale.
don't want to shit on him just
Well,
yet,
it's
just
still-
because
he
it's
just
been
started.
2 seasons.
Wait, he just started, but
Ted Williams is a good example. Look at football. Mike Singletary, one of the greatest linebackers
I
ever.
want
Terrible.
winners.
He fucking pulled his pants down, and now he has Johnny Manziel as a quarterback in the AF. Thank God Chuck Lace didn't call in.
Yeah,
What's
good.
your hot take? Go. Or last word, excuse me.
Yeah, my last word, I guess. I'm just tired of fucking going on YouTube because I like watching stupid YouTube videos. These people need to stop with these
do you mean,
reaction
these people?
videos. These fucking idiots need to stop with the fucking reaction videos because it doesn't make any sense enough.
Sorry.
Fucking enough.
I still want to know what you meant by these people.
No, because you're taking shit out of context. Like you
Oh,
normally
I'm sorry.
do. Shut up. So
I thought you were being racist.
no, I wasn't. You're more racist.
You have no proof of that.
That's true. I do not.
Exactly. He's like, but I have proof he is. 45.
No. So like I said, I can't stand people that go on YouTube and make some sort of living off of reaction videos. They're literally watching a video and reacting to it and doing nothing about it. It's the stupidest fucking thing, and the fact people make money off of it is literally insulting. And the fact that people sit there and watch it is even more insulting because you are literally forming no opinion of your own. Go there and watch it or listen to it or whatever it may be. Do it yourself. Don't let this other motherfucker on YouTube have a reaction video to a song you like and then sit there and say
I'd agree.
Like it's the dumbest form of entertainment that we honest to God have, truthfully.
I do hate
can't
reaction
stand it.
videos.
I want to say that the
Yes,
first,
Dr. Bob?
I want to say that the first and only reaction video I've ever watched, ever cared to watch,
What?
was back when 2 Girls 1 Cup was big.
Well-
Remember all those reaction videos?
Well, those are funny. Like
Those
watching
were funny because-
watching Rogan watch
gotta
the
think,
BNP Pain Olympics.
2 Girls 1 Cup
Sure,
came
yeah,
out
exactly.
what year?
Yeah.
Like 07, 08 was when that went
back
viral.
when, yeah.
So reaction videos, now everyone has a reaction video. Like, oh my god, they released a new Hot Pocket. Here's a reaction video
Right.
to it.
It's fucking
like,
stupid.
That's what it is now. Everyone has a reaction video to it. Oh my god, I got a paper cut reaction video. Like that's literally what people do now. There's reaction videos to everything.
I named my dog and I named him Ozzy.
Oh my god,
Exactly.
reaction videos.
Exactly. There's reaction videos to
Gives a
fucking
fuck.
everything. So you're absolutely right. That why do you need to see reactions from other people? I guess the only way I can justify it is that it is the modernization of the review.
I
written
get
review.
That. Yeah, I get that side of it. Like the only technically reaction is when I watch like Joe's Fight Companion. That's technically a reaction,
but even
that
that
doesn't
is
count.
like just commentary. It's
Right.
just making comments about something.
Right.
So, but reaction videos. I mean, I see reaction videos like a video that went viral for a minute. Like, how many times do you see a street fight video that goes viral for all of a week and you forget about it a week later?
Yep.
Because there's a new one.
Every time.
And someone's like, "Here's my reaction to these 2 people fighting on the street. Oh my god, can you believe it knocked them out?" That's literally what people do. It's
That kid literally knows how to fight. Or my new favorite thing is that BuzzFeed puts a video up and it's like screaming coach watches technical vision. Shut the fuck up.
The fucking the reaction videos on BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed is entirely clickbait bullshit.
Yep.
BuzzFeed, every so often they post something very funny. There's someone in this room that I used to get so annoyed at because they posted a lot of BuzzFeed stuff. I used to just make comments about it, wife too, whose name I already said, so what does it fucking matter? So yeah. So I guess I can go now.
Can I eat pizza now?
I can go do my fucking final word, last word, whatever. It's my fucking bullshit that I made up. Is this recording?
It is. I really hope this is going where I think it's going.
I have an idea, but I want to see if it'll happen.
Can I trigger you if I say it?
Sure.
Are you about to talk about Fitzmagic in Miami?
Okay, first off, I want to talk about Fitzmagic.
Ew.
There's only one jerk off I know that bought a Fitzmagic shirt last year. And he's right here. That's Mr. Taylor Micah. Anyone that went with the fucking Fitzmagic thing before the Miami Dolphins signed him is a fucking jerk off. Ryan Fitzpatrick has been the same quarterback for 10 fucking years. A journeyman, a decent journeyman at that, a bridge quarterback. Stephen Quas saw it best in the Jets. I told you. He's going to give you just enough hope to pull it back and then ram it up your fucking shit cutter. That's who Ryan Fitzpatrick has always been. He's a fucking bum. He's a good bridge. And if the Miami Dolphins are rebuilding, he's a good bridge to the next quarterback. But the Miami Dolphins can't pick the next quarterback because they've been trying since Dan Marino. He's dog shit. Ryan Fitzpatrick has never been good. What has he ever done? Oh, he broke a record with the fucking Jets for most touchdown passes in the season. Good. Who's your best comparison? Fucking that bum, that overrated Hall of Famer Joe Namath, more interceptions and touchdowns. He rushed better than he ran. So now we have Ryan Fitzpatrick, who will not be as good as Ryan Tannehill. He'll be lucky to be as good as Brock Osweiler. And I'm not expecting anything from the Dolphins. But I don't want people thinking this jerk-off is going to go on like a 6-game tear where he throws for like fucking 400 yards a game, 3 touchdowns a game. Devontae Parker's killing it for the first time in his bust career. People are like, well, Ryan Fitzpatrick maybe finally figured it out. No, he didn't.
He took the Bills
he
to the
fucking
playoffs.
stinks. No, he didn't.
I could have sworn he
No,
did.
the Bills only made the Bills only made the playoffs for the first time 2 years ago. He played really well with the Bills, and he got an extension.
He got the huge
He did not
payday,
he did not get him to the playoffs because the Bills didn't make the playoffs since 2000 until Tyrod Taylor 3 years ago. Ryan Fitzpatrick is a bum's bum because specifically he convinces the fans of the team that he's playing for that he finally figured it out. He convinced Bills fans. He convinced Bengals fans. He convinced Jets fans. He convinced Texans fans. He's a fucking asshole. Ryan Fitzpatrick has a cool beard and he dresses cool and he's a good dude and a good leader. So you're like, well, maybe he's finally got it. No, there's nothing to get because he never had it.
He stole Deshaun Jackson's clothes for one thing, and he became a meme.
Fucking sucks. I don't want him. I don't need him. I don't like him. Okay, so this is what's funny about Ryan Fitzpatrick. When he was the backup on the Bengals to Carson Palmer, me and Spooner were banging the table that Ryan Fitzpatrick could have probably played for a lot of teams. He probably could have started for a lot of teams. I would start fucking Cleo Lemon and Trent Green when fucking Ryan Fitzpatrick was backing up Carson Palmer. Then I would have wanted him. Then I would have dealt with it. And then he got some opportunities, and he played pretty well. But I don't want him. He's tricked fans so many times, and he's tricked the media because he's got swag. Swag. I hate that fucking phrase.
He went to Harvard, dude.
Oh, cool. He went to Harvard. Doesn't help him be a good fucking quarterback. Fucking Dan Marino has one of the worst Wonderlic scores of all time, while Ryan Fitzpatrick is the best Wonderlic score of all time. Who would you rather have, Dan Marino or Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Dan Marino.
Absolutely, because Ryan Fitzpatrick is a jerk-off. He's the jerk-off of jerk-offs, and now I got to deal with fucking Brian Flores coaching this fucking guy. I don't even want them to draft a fucking quarterback this year. Let Ryan Fitzpatrick go out there. I want to see him play great for 8 games. I want him to see him convince all these jerk-off fucking Dolphin fans think that he's the fucking answer. See, Ryan Tannehill was a bum, and Ryan Fitzpatrick got Devontae Parker finally living up to his first-round draft pick, and then he fucking blows it like he always does. That's what he does. That's who he is. That's who he's always been. That's who he always will be. A very smart guy and a dog shit quarterback. I don't want him.
You don't need him.
I don't love him. I'm done. I'd rather see them trot out some quarterback I've never fucking heard of than this fucking bearded asshole.
How would you feel if the Dolphins signed, say, Manziel over?
I'd rather that, because at least there'd be some funny fucking tabloid headlines.
All right, that's good, especially him in Miami.
Johnny Manziel caught doing coke off of fucking Brian Flores' cock in the locker room. That would be funny. I'd love it. I need it. I want it. Please.
You need it in your life, dude. You need all of the.
I want all the fucking coke off the cocks in the world. Please. And with that said, this was episode 45 of You Watch, I Listen. Taylor, that was great.
I had a great time.
I had a good
I'm glad
time.
I got to yell at Josh.
Josh?
I just want to give a warning to our guests for next week. I'm going to have some special audio drops.
Oh,
you, sir.
fantastic.
Cool.
Dr. Bob, I want to thank you for joining us.
Guys, thanks as always.
Mr.
Stefan.
Thanks, guys, for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you really contributed.
Yeah, you did great.
And wife 2, thank you for joining us. We will see, and once again, thank you to Mr. John Rocker.
That was
for
awesome.
joining us. We will see you cocksuckers next
28-3.
Oh.